What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Juice is loose. Another week. Number 141. Only like a month and a half from E3 now. It's just crazy how quickly this year's going by, and it's almost been 2 months. Basically 2 months since Switch came out, so crazy stuff. So Mezza T is going to join us as soon as once he gets a chance. But yeah, speaking of Switch, let's talk about these sales numbers that Nintendo had their investors briefing. And me and Rob we spent the last like 10 minutes trying to verify if the numbers are lifetime to date or in March, and there's everywhere, like seems like every other site
conflicting.
Every other site has a different report. So we don't know if it's lifetime when they announced that April 28th or if that was just March. I would believe it was lifetime, but there's other places saying it was just for March. If you look at the wording, I looked at Go Nintendo and it didn't say one way or the other, but they did. Zelda looked like that was lifetime numbers, so I wouldn't be shocked if it was. But either way, it's a good start. And if you look at the Mario Kart 8 first 4 days, you would think there's definitely more than 2.7 million Switches out there, because this thing broke Mario Kart 8 and Mario Kart Wii's first 4 days like sales record of like, I think Wii was like 433 million or 433,000. That'd be a lot. But so anyway, let's just talk about, first I want to ask this, and I'm going to go to Terrell first, because the most common thing I've seen on videos or articles talking about the sales, well, that's just shipped to stores. Or is that shipped or sold? So Terrell, I don't know, I'm putting you on the spot. Can you say why that's just the most pointless question and dumbest thing to even bring up about the Switch in the first month?
About how if it's shipped or sold?
If it's shipped to stores, or if that's sold.
Because it already beat their projections. That's one of the quicker answers.
Or
it's
because the two numbers are the same. Because how many Switches did you see sitting on store shelves in March?
None.
Yeah, so whatever, even if it was shipped to stores, that's still sold because they were sold out all of March.
Yeah, even all the games for the Switch and everything for Switch showing up in stores is selling out. If that's what you're saying, that's true. Yeah.
So
I don't think I've seen a Switch in store yet.
I've seen them.
I have not.
I've seen a couple, but they're gone the next day. So even if it was they're shipped, it's the same number because they sold them all. They were all sold. So especially in the U.S., maybe not in the U.K. Maybe we're talking tens of thousands difference between the shipped amount and the sold amount. But either way, I see people asking that question. I don't even bother. I don't want to get into that, comment war stuff. But I'm just like face palming every time. I've seen it so many times. Like, is that shipped or is that sold? That's just shipped to stores. It's like, really? Like, why does that matter, first of all? And maybe, I know Sony likes to report ship to, and third-party companies are notorious for giving the ship to store amount. And the difference there is when they say ship to stores, there's like hundreds of copies on store shelves, like probably in your town,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, is the differences with some of those companies,
Yeah, actually, ironically enough, PlayStation just announced that they shipped 60 million PlayStation 4s, but that doesn't necessarily mean they've sold 60 million.
Yeah, because I just was at the store. They had one Switch, the Neon. There was like 6 or 7 PS4s. Maybe 2 of them were like Pros, I think. So it was like, that's a different scenario. If they're sitting on the shelves, like the Wii U, they shipped a lot, but they didn't sell that many because there was plenty on the shelf. So it's just crazy to me that people just can't use their logic there. Maybe because they're not fans of Nintendo and they're used to being people trying to fool with the numbers with that whole shipped versus sold stuff. But in this situation, the shipped is pretty much the sold.
I think at least like for the time being, right?
Yeah, for the time being.
Within the next year, if somehow the Switch does slow down, which I could maybe see that happening, or maybe it does keep momentum. But if it slows down, then that whole shipped and sold ratio kind of thing maybe makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
But you make a good point. Right now, like I said, everything Switch-related that shows up in stores gets sold immediately.
And like I said, I saw one Switch yesterday or 2 days ago at the store.
I haven't seen one anywhere in any store I've walked into.
Well, Best Buy.
I haven't seen any.
Best
Yeah,
Buy
me
had a
either.
bunch in. When I picked up Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, there was about a dozen Switches sitting there in the back waiting for it to be picked up. You know, they were already pre-ordered or pre-purchased. It was in the store pickup area. And that's when I knew Mario Kart 8 because I think I said in the group chat, like, there was like 20 copies of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe sitting there for store pickup. And I was like, holy shit. Like,
wow. And that's
just at one store.
pre-purchase stuff when it's store
Yeah,
pickup.
that's just the store pickup spot. That wasn't even counting the one sitting on the shelf. The guy I work with, which I gotta say, finally know somebody who didn't have a Wii U who bought a Switch.
Oh yeah.
And I showed him Zelda a couple weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, and he didn't even know he was looking. Like every couple days, he was looking for a Switch. He finally got one like maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and I forgot to mention that last week.
Nice.
And his last game console was the GameCube.
Holy crap.
Oh, wow.
PC gaming ever since.
To be fair, that's a great console to go out on. One of my all-time favorites. But man, he's still been missing out though. So.
Oh yeah, but he's like, I was worried because he's a PC guy. He plays World of Warcraft like few times a week. They go on raids, and so I wasn't sure. He's already done 2 Divine Beasts. He's telling me he's looking for the giant horse, and then he's like in a completely opposite end of the map telling me he did something, and I'm so impressed because I wasn't sure how he's gonna get into it. So, but anyway, I'll maybe talk a little bit more about that later. But let's get back to Zelda was 3.84. Wii U was just over 1 million. Switch was like 2.8 million, so more than there was Switches sold, which is crazy. Some people think that people buying the game before they get the Switch. Others,
wait, is that for Zelda?
Yeah.
See, I thought I saw 3.84 was the total of the Wii U.
Yeah, that's the combined.
That's what
I think that's combined. Oh, I thought you said that.
No, you said
Switch is 2.8.
Okay, I didn't hear that. All right.
Yeah, Switch is 2.8. Wii U is just over 1 million. So the Switch version sold like 100,000 more copies than the Switch itself at that point.
That's so awesome
that they reported that.
That's ridiculous. In the best way possible, it's ridiculous. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, 104% attach rate. And I'm not surprised. And I predicted the Wii U would sell over 1 million, and I wouldn't be shocked if it was closer to 1.5 by the time it's done. But the guy at work, he's just like, yeah, I've been playing Zelda. He bought Mario Kart, and he's like, the Switch was worth it just for Zelda. Like, that's what he said. And
it's really true.
I didn't bait him with anything. I was just talking about it, and he said his wife's playing Mario Kart 8. She was watching play Zelda, and he loves it. Yeah, it's funny though, because he's a PC guy for the last 20 years. He thought he could plug a USB Logitech controller into the side.
You are outdated, bro. You are missing out.
Well, he's just so ingrained with PC, mindset. Mm-hmm. I'm like, you couldn't even plug that into the Xbox One and get it to work. Like,
no.
And that's as close to a PC as you get. Like,
well, it's really neat though, because he probably has such a cool perspective on like not only just like console video gaming, but specifically Nintendo and specifically the Switch, just because of what he's coming from. And I mean, and he must have already been a Nintendo fan, I'm assuming, since the game.
Yeah, he's been a Zelda fan. I can't believe he didn't have a reason to get the Wii U for Zelda because they never.
Well, he missed Skyward Sword. Did he miss Twilight Princess?
No, I gotta ask him. I didn't ask him about Twilight Princess, but
as long as he played Wind Waker, he's in good shape.
I'm sure he did. And he was just talking about the portability of it, and just like he likes it. And he's asked me about controller. He wants to either get another set of Joy-Cons or a Pro controller. And yeah, so it's good stuff. And have to try the wireless hook the switches up with Mario Kart or something one of these times. I'll see. He don't have a case, so he doesn't bring it in. But anyway, Breath of the Wild, it's what can you say? It was Stampedes at E3, and I mean, it now has the best attach rate in history for a game, and I wonder what it's going to end up when it's all said and done 5 years from now. The attach rate for Zelda, because I think it's going to continue to sell pretty much, not 1-to-1, but I would think pretty close.
Yeah, so. I definitely would think it won't like finish its attach rate at over 100%. I mean, that would be freaking incredible. And the fact that it's even at 104% right now, if that number's like actually accurate, which I would believe, like that's probably never even going to be achieved again. Not even by Nintendo, I wouldn't think. Like that is such an unprecedented thing,
so, yeah.
right? Like this is like a once in a lifetime thing to even see something like that. And that's, I feel like the end attach rate is still going to be somewhere in like maybe the 70% or so, maybe even lower. Like if the Switch lasts 5 or 6 years, and let's say we get a second Zelda, then so many people will be buying Switches at that point, and Breath of the Wild will be old news.
Mm-hmm.
So it maybe could be as low as like even 60, but that's still incredible. That's like no other company could even do anything like that, and no other game can do that. So
yeah, it's just crazy, and it deserves it. I mean, as someone who's played it almost 200 hours now, and I was playing yesterday, and I still was doing some combat against some bokoblins and moblins, and I'm still like not seeing brand new things, but just unexpected things happen, and it's every time it's something new and fun, and it's still rewarding to, like, even though I don't die anymore, but with almost 20 or 27 hearts, and I'm still having fun with doing combat 200 hours later, which is amazing especially for Zelda. Usually that was just kind of the tedious part, was fighting enemies in the world. Like, just get me to a dungeon, get me the new item. That was it. But so I think that's a very good sign that it's started this well. And then the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe in the US first 4 days is like, this system is even more popular than I thought it was, for sure. And they're not just buying it and playing 1-2 Switch or downloading demos. Like, people are buying games, which is something that the PS4 can't even claim that in the first couple years. The game sales were way down. The system was selling like crazy. So I mean, we'll see if it continues, but it's really interesting to see how well these two like big hitters so far. We got more, 5 or 6, maybe not as big. There's at least 3 that are as big, I think. We'll see, but is this just going to keep going? Like, every game that ARMS comes out sells 300,000-400,000 in the first week. I mean, that one probably won't.
Honestly, what I'll say is, like, this kind of, the fact that they made this game so successful, which is like a 3-year-old game and a port of a last generation game, even though the Wii U version was like a 10 out of 10, still it's a 3-year-old port. And the fact that Nintendo is able to sell that game this way to the consumer means they can sell anything, man. They can sell, seriously, they can sell Moonrock to an astronaut. Like, it's so impressive what they're doing. And so I feel like ARMS, they're going to kill it with ARMS, just like they did with Splatoon. Splatoon 2 could be so average, and I think it's going to be great. But let's say it turns out to be really average, and it's like the worst carbon copy of Splatoon 1 and doesn't do anything special. It'll still sell incredible just because Nintendo can make their games sell that well. So that's what this game shows me.
My prediction, I think, like, even a year ago, I said when Splatoon 2 comes out, it'll be Nintendo's biggest game at launch that they've ever had. And I even think that even more now. Like, I don't see how it is.
Bigger than wouldn't it be? What's the biggest? Breath of the Wild, isn't it? The biggest launch.
I mean, it depends on their.
That's a good call.
Mario Kart 8 did 1.2 million on the Wii U in its first few days, and they said Breath of the Wild was the fastest, but that was worldwide. I mean, maybe it did, but they didn't actually give that number of the first few days. But
a game an older game that we can't totally discount is what I brought up a couple of minutes ago, and I know the Wind Waker was breaking records when that game came out. So I don't know if its numbers really compete with today, but it was like really legendary what that game was doing at that time.
I think the few of the Wii games, pretty sure, beat that. As
probably like maybe Mario
Galaxy.
Yeah, but you gotta remember, there's probably more gamers now than before.
Don't forget about Wii Play.
Oh, definitely.
What up, T?
Sports.
He lives.
Hey there, fools.
So we're talking about. We're talking about sales.
Start times.
Hey man, see, just be like, I'm ready to go at 7.
Well, I guess an hour notice. I gave an hour notice.
Hey man, people got lives, Juice. All right.
It's all right. We're not that far in. So we're talking about the Switch, where we can't tell there's conflicting reports if it's 2.74 in March or if that was lifetime. We went to many websites, and it's one says one says the other. I guess it's not really that important. But I brought up the point where people are asking, well, is that just shipped to stores or is that sold? And I was kind of shot that down with the whole fact that there's no Switches in stores, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's not like there's a pile of them.
They're sold.
In the store.
Even if they reported as shipped, they're sold because they were pretty much sold out in March. Then we talk about.
But I thought it was March because of the fiscal year.
Yeah, you know, but they've all in the past earning reports, they've given up-to-date numbers along with like the fiscal numbers for the period.
Yeah, and all the articles use all the different phrasing. They use up to date, or they used in its launch month, or in less than a month. It's all over the place.
Yeah, so
It's so inconsistent.
No one seems to have it nailed down. But so we're gonna just say we don't know. But either way,
doesn't matter.
Zelda seemed to be lifetime though. That 3.8 combined Wii U and Switch.
I believe that.
And then we're talking about the attach rate of Zelda at 104%. What do you think?
That's crazy.
What do you think? 4 years from now, what do you think the attach rate will be? Because there's no way it's going to keep that high.
I mean, there's going to be so much stuff coming out for the system that it won't continue to sell. Probably past this holiday season, or maybe it will because it's gonna get that DLC though. The big DLC will come out.
Oh yeah,
another boost. What was the question again? I'm sorry.
Just what do you think the attach rate will
the attach rate, right?
End up being?
I don't think it'll be. It's not going to be 100%.
I
think it'll end up around. Really?
Yeah.
I think 60 to 70. Yeah, that's what I said.
I think this could be the first Zelda to hit the 20 million.
That would be great, but I'm going to say 40 to 50, and I think that's pretty gracious.
With Mario Kart 8,
what if the thing sells 100 million? You think there's going to be 50 million Zeldas out there?
I think so.
Wow. That would be outstanding, but
yeah, that would be one of the best-selling games of all time.
I can't see someone buying a Switch and not picking up Zelda.
There's going to be people
at this point, right now. But what happens when there's a Metroid?
When Mario Odyssey comes out,
Mario Odyssey, and there's a new Smash or a new. There's going to be a bunch of stuff.
Zelda's always going to be there.
I think that
Zelda never sold like that. Zelda never was a evergreen title. I mean, that obviously can change, but it never sold like Mario Kart continues to sell, and like all the way through the generation, or Mario, whatever the 3D Mario game is, 2D Mario game especially, it never sold like that. This would be completely different, and it's possible because this is a different beast. This Zelda.
Yeah, they've never had a Stampede at E3 before.
Right. So we're in different territory. It's hard to peg that down, I would think, but I would say in the 40s, and that like I said, I think that's pretty generous.
And we don't even know what the Switch is going to sell, but
right, we don't know what
I'd be shocked like if Zelda doesn't hit over 20 million to me. Like, and that's factoring the maybe 2 lifetime the Wii U might sell, but that's probably.
Well, I think it's going to sell that, but I think the Wii U. Listen to me. I think the Switch.
So
it's like permeate now. I think the Switch is going to do probably. I feel on the low end like 60
for the console. You mean?
Yeah.
I think
lowbrow
60,
kind of.
Yeah.
I'd be shocked if it didn't go to that, but you never know. But with the way it's starting, it looking like it should be,
What's going to happen when the thing hits $199 and there's like fantastic colors? Oh my God!
Yeah.
And look at what the PS4 doing its first 12 months, like 20 million or 19?
I think it was around 20 million. Yeah.
I think the Switch.
If
they manufactured enough, I think they could. But if
that is the key.
They'll have that many manufactured.
Yeah.
So anyway, then we were talking about the Mario Kart.
Did I miss something though? Something else?
I think that was it. You mean game wise?
No, I mean there was an announcement or something.
No, that was off. That's gonna.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do that off air. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, and then Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Looks like I'm gonna be wrong when I said it was gonna be the lowest selling in the series. Just in the U.S., it's already at basically 500,000. It was the first Nintendo game to be #1 in the UK since 2011, which is crazy. No numbers there, and then we'll see what Japan does. But it could. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if the thing's already close to 1 million, 1.2 million or something, which is just amazing. And we'll see. We'll see if that keeps going, and it still could be one of the lower. Yeah,
comes out and sells like 20 million. What? Then
that's the thing. How much is Ultra Street Fighter going to sell? How much is Minecraft going to sell in the first couple?
Oh, Minecraft is going to sell a ton anyway. Yeah,
I think Minecraft will actually. I hope Street Fighter does well, man. I am so excited for that dumb game. I don't know why. But
I think that'll be super interesting because that's a real old game. You know what I mean?
It's true.
I wonder if that'll sell.
But they've added a lot of cool new stuff to it, and like I love the different graphical stuff.
Maybe 26.
And it's not a full price game or anything.
Oh wait, no, you're talking about Street Fighter. Yeah,
Street Fighter's end of May, and that will still be the Switch's library consists of mainly old games. It's crazy.
Exposed.
Switch back to the past.
Well, just like the PS4 did well with a bunch of old games.
Yeah, I mean, again, we talked about it last time. Like Last of Us was what they basically carried the first year on.
Yeah.
So
this thing could get like ports galore from like Xbox 360 or something, and it would still feel fresh as hell because of the console. It's like
because you can take it on the go. It's so different. So
it's pretty true. It's definitely true. Yeah. And the other thing too, like specifically with Street Fighter, is because that now we know officially that's like what 3 weeks, 2.5 or 3 weeks before ARMS. Mm-hmm. So it's going to definitely run into like a brand new Nintendo game that everyone's going to focus on, and they're both fighting games. Like I know people want to say they're different, but to me, like they still are kind of fighting for the same market just because of that. So Street Fighter will probably be super impacted by that. So I just hope people really pick it up early on, because I would like Capcom, for example, to see this game be successful on the Switch, so we can feel even better about Monster Hunter coming, which we know that's going to happen anyway.
It's going to happen.
They already said they're going to keep supporting the Switch. So I mean.
Yeah, we didn't talk about.
I think it's a style different. Like I feel like Street Fighter. Yeah, they're both fighting games, but one's a storied franchise, one's a new IP, one's a full price game, one's not, and one's like like a more, I don't want to say serious, but more of a 2D fighter that and this is a kind of a new, different style kind of fighter. So
and it's also Nintendo and not Nintendo. So
right. So it's going to definitely cross over here and there, but I don't think it will be that impactful. I think Street Fighter should still have legs on its own.
Yeah, I hope it does.
Yeah,
will it have the arms?
Boo!
You did.
Boo!
No, that was good. High five. I liked it.
And I have Ultra Street Fighter pre-ordered. Maybe that ended up on the podcast last week when we kind of were like we were off air. We were talking, but I used my Gamers Club discount and my $5 what do you call it, rewards coupon,
and you're getting it for 22 cents.
$28. $28 out the door. And I really would like the digital version for that game, but I can't pass up, saving that kind of money on it. So.
And you're gonna get that cool Street Fighter case with that awesome art, man.
These Switch cases are amazing, man. I tell you.
Oh, I love the Switch cases. They're awesome.
So let's talk about a couple of things real quick, just kind of broad topic stuff. Koei Tecmo said they have multiple exclusives in development for the Switch, plus their game engine. They made a Switch version of the engine so they can cross-platform easy. I don't know, other than the Mushu games, and what else do they have? They have the Ninja Gaidens, I think.
Ninja Gaiden. They haven't one of those in a while.
Do they have a fighting series?
What was the one that they did?
They don't have Tekken or anything, do they?
No, that's Namco.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of what other franchise they have, but
were they Dead or Alive, or am I making that up?
No, Dead or Alive.
Yeah,
they are Dead or Alive.
I think DOA was one.
Why would I not ever remember that?
HD Rumble for
oh my god,
Robert.
It's HD Jiggle.
Mm-hmm.
You're thinking of Siren Kagra, damn it.
Oh yeah.
But that's exciting to hear.
Oh, they also they published one of my favorite games of the year. I believe I should look at it. Is Neo? Did they do Neo?
Yeah, they did Neo.
They did do Neo. They published it at least.
They published
so,
it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they
That's
get like a
true.
port of that or something. And we all know Team Ninja has worked with Nintendo in the past.
Yes.
I'm one of the
I'm
few
alright.
people that enjoyed that. So
I
You know,
love Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah, but what would the exclusives be? You think they're going to do another Beyond Fire Emblem? You think there's another Warriors
Probably.
game in
I
development?
think so.
I could see them also doing something that's just an action game, like how like those Mushu games are action, but they're so specific with their big battles. Maybe they do something that's just more like a forward focused, like a story game that's a new IP just for the Switch.
Yeah.
Devil's
Like,
Third
you know, kind of
2?
begin the third party
Oh,
exclusive
boy.
thing. And
What
That'd be
about Lost Reavers 2?
Oh my god.
Did they do that? Was that them?
that was them.
Yeah, that was them.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
Oh,
so they could do something like that.
That
Yeah,
doesn't sound
well,
like something to get excited about. I'm just
Nobody
going,
wants that.
I'm just saying, like they could do something like that.
But
I
Visor
think
Gun
anyone
has a
played
good
that.
point. DOA with Nintendo costumes, that'd be cool. Like kind of.
I'd be in fucking tears, dude.
Yeah. That's
I'd be in
totally a
fucking
possibility,
tears.
man. I think
Yeah, a
that's
little,
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be cool. So
He just wants
I
some
mean,
fatal
they
they
frame.
also
shit again.
didn't they do the
Bikini
Fatal Frame?
outfits.
Yeah, about to say fatal frame.
Yeah.
Oh,
that'd be
duh!
nice.
How did we forget that?
Oh, there you go.
Well, that's because it's technically was
Oh,
it partially owned by Nintendo?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't think. Why? Unfortunately, they make
I would
one
be happy if they
every
ported-
every console.
I mean, if they wanted to start with a port of Made in Blackwater, that would be great. That would be awesome too.
No, I want
would
the
be really
games that have been only
That game
Japanese
needs
exclusive.
some more love.
I actually do believe they're gonna make a new one of those because they make one like
Yeah.
every console.
Yeah,
This
but I
one, like,
heard they
literally
haven't-
sold like
they haven't been selling
40,000.
well.
though.
Yeah, they haven't sold well.
Yeah, but I
Okay,
think
they
they're. I think
It
it's not
never
a
really
big budget.
sold well though.
I think it's not a big budget.
Well, I think that's
game.
part of the problem, T.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
But-
they've been making these many. Like, why stop now?
Yeah,
They made
right.
up to 5. And like,
Yeah, get it out
Yeah.
sooner.
They made
And
some
actually have a
advanced
physical
choices.
copy in America.
Yeah, have a physical copy and like
Yeah,
promote
you're
it
right.
on Halloween or something
it-
cool like
Yup.
that, you know, and then maybe you'll get more
It would
sales.
sell because it's on Switch.
Right, it's gonna sell on that thing anyway.
I mean, Fatal Frame was so good for the. for
Yes,
the-
it was.
It really was a great game.
Yeah. So.
So it would be good to see a port and Second Life for that. I totally agree. And then
Mhm.
what if they made 6 Fatal Frame 6 for the Switch, man? Bring it on.
Yep.
It'd be great. Yeah, I mean that's exciting, and Capcom was talking about Monster Hunter and some other stuff support. Reconfirm that.
Resident Evil, man, bring it.
Yeah, I want to see Resident Evil 8 on there.
Okay, then.
I mean,
We'll
I
probably just
would.
get a port of 4 again.
I
That's
think we'll get 7 because it didn't.
Yeah, I think
they
7's
did their
coming.
report and it didn't meet their sales expectations. So
It's not
That's
considered a
shame.
flop, though. It's considered a moderate
Yeah,
success. is
they
what
wanted
I've
more from it though.
I wouldn't double dip, but I'd be happy
I
to
would.
know they're.
I wouldn't
putting
have to
it on
double
there.
dip because I've been waiting because I figured it was gonna come to Switch anyway. Y'all didn't believe me. I'm trying to tell y'all.
seen.
Yeah,
Well,
but
it hasn't happened
I
yet,
had to
be
play it.
fair.
I had to
That's
play
why I
it. It was
decided to
great.
wait because I'm like, this game's coming to the Switch, man.
I hope it does, man.
It'll be like $15 on the PS4 by the time it comes to Switch. But, yeah, so
What
it's
about,
exciting.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say it's exciting as a longtime Nintendo fan, as a Switch owner, to see this versus the first 2 months of the Wii U, where it was like just people just trying to make excuses and trying to find reasons to be excited, and it's just the complete opposite scenario here.
I mean, I enjoyed my
I didn't
Wii
mind
U,
it.
though.
Yeah, I liked
Like,
it. I was playing Call of Duty by month 2. That's all I was playing, but there wasn't this. There wasn't this excitement. There wasn't
No, definitely not.
these games getting announced. There was delays getting announced. There wasn't
Yeah.
new stuff.
I was
getting announced.
annoyed by the people that were like, for the Wii U, as far as the Wii U goes, that were acting like this is some kind of super secretive Nintendo plot from the beginning for us not have games for a year.
Wait, what? What?
There were people that were just like, oh
You
yeah,
about the Nintendo propaganda.
yeah. It was just like if I'm calling you out and I'm a Nintendo fan, but like you are way off the rails.
See, that's what I can't tell. Are those like Nintendo apologists or Nintendo haters?
Super apologists. Like
Okay, I can see.
Well,
that
I mean, the fact is they weren't ready for HD development, and all the
Right.
games got delayed.
they admitted that.
yeah, they
They
told us
said
that.
out
They
loud,
told
yeah.
us.
But that's
They couldn't
okay
handle the
because
truth.
we still got great games,
Yeah, we
and
got great games.
I was the only person in the world enjoying Zombie U for 2 months, and it was great.
Yeah, I rented
That was
that
my
and
life.
actually played it.
Oh, I love Zombie. I played the hell out of the game.
Yeah,
It was
high five.
buggy
So
as
good.
hell when I was playing it. My
Yeah.
save file got messed up because I
Oh,
let me
that
go through some
sucks.
flames, and I got something I wasn't supposed to. But they patched it, and then it they found a way to make my save file work, and then I finally got
cool.
to beat it like 6 months later. But
Bring that back, man. That's what I want Ubisoft's game to be.
we'll see what Ubisoft's up to. I don't think Steep's going to do anything because it did nothing on the PS4, Xbox One. I mean, absolutely nothing. Didn't even make a blip on anybody's radar.
What do they think it is? They think it's 1998 still? You don't care about those types of games anymore.
But it's open
You know what I'm
world.
saying? Like,
Let's get a top
open world snowboarding game. That's the dumbest idea of all time.
See,
they tried, damn it.
I don't think it's dumb. I just do think it was misguided because I want to play that game. I'm very excited.
Just give me levels. I mean, it's a snowboard game. Just
I
give me
agree. I would prefer that too. For sure.
I mean, the cool thing would be is like, here's this mountain. It's huge. You can take any path you want. Okay, that's
That
would be fun for a little bit, but I need a game. I need some structure.
That's what the SSX reboot did in 2011, which was a pretty good reboot to one of my 10 favorite game series of all time. And they kind of did that same thing. So if they went that route, that would help. I would also just like SSX back because I'll just cry like a baby if that happens. So.
I'm one of those people. I had 1080 snowboarding. I had it on the N64. I don't have it anymore. I forget what I did with it. I was never in love with that game. I don't know. I mean, I played it recently. Someone had it.
Yeah.
And I never fell in love with that game like a lot of people did. Yeah, for its time, it looked great. The physics, everything was good. I never got into it. And
it actually wasn't as good as people might want to tell you. And I, again, am a snowboarder and a fan of snowboarding games.
So he would know.
1080, yeah, I would know. I absolutely would know. 1080 Avalanche on the GameCube was better.
I never played it.
It was better, but it was still suffered from the same problems. And then by the time SSX came out, forget about it. They did it so perfectly, like you can't go back after that. So you're not wrong. 1080 is just really okay.
1080 was too late, or 1080 Avalanche anyway was too late for me. Like,
yeah,
I had got my fix of snowboarding games by then.
All right,
but it had those cool Seether songs in it, man.
Oh yeah, Seether, man.
Why did they call it 1080 snowboarding?
Because 1080, it's a trick. 1000. Listen to me. 1080
360. What is it?
Yeah.
360.
1080 is 2.5.
2.5.
Yeah, it's 2.5.
I'm making fun of Seether, knowing it's in my iTunes playlist.
I like Seether, man.
I got 2 Seether songs in mine also that I like.
I've seen them live a couple times. Never specifically to see them, but they really impressed me. So I actually have like 3 or 4.
It's like I didn't go to see them, but I
They were.
enjoyed them.
I had a free ticket to an summer celebration or summer festival, and I was like, "Damn, these guys are awesome performers. Good music."
The Remedy, man, that's a great song. I love Remedy. Yeah.
But anyway, I got like 4 of their CDs, and they're all pretty good. But yeah, so with this Koei Tecmo and Capcom, so what do we expect? Other third party, the Switch is a success. It's going to be a success. All the predictions are 12 million plus in the fiscal year. I think it's gonna be closer to 16, 17.
Damn.
So third parties are taking note. Yeah, we still got to see third party games sell really well. But that if they weren't on board, EA, they've taking notice of these sales numbers. So what do you guys expect from third parties? Do you expect something this year or them maybe putting something out early 2018 or maybe even fall of 2018? What do you guys expect or what do you predict?
I predict they're gonna react the same way they reacted to the 3DS's install base. I don't know. I'm to the point where I'm just kind of annoyed
with everything.
I would like third-party games to be there. This whole wait and see BS that only happens with Nintendo. I'm just sick of it. Like,
yeah,
it's just like waiting and seeing is the reason the thing doesn't, sell to the audiences that it needs to, because your games aren't there. So if you're not creating an audience, you're not going to create an audience with Nintendo games. You're not going to create an audience with for yourselves with Mario Odyssey. So you need to be there with something. And I'm just annoyed by it. Like, I've seen it for too many generations.
Yeah, we've spoken about this so many times. You can't just put one game out, it didn't sell.
Oh, yeah, and then, base your whole strategy on that. Like, that's just stupid.
But also, I think I'm not going to speak for every Nintendo fan, but I feel like my gaming standards are a little higher because of what I've come to expect from a game, from the quality, and when I don't get that, I'm a little quick to, pass on their somebody's next game. But
That's a fair thing to say. I see where you're coming from there.
But like, I mean, for all intents and purposes, people seem to like Destiny that played it. A game like that. Yeah, maybe if you put Destiny 2 on the Switch, it isn't going to sell as well as PS4, Xbox One. But it's like, try. Like what?
Well, but the question is, could it sell? Could it make money? Sure, it's like Destiny 2 on Xbox makes, $20 million, and maybe the Switch version makes $8 million.
Right.
That's still $8 million profit.
Right.
So, like, why deny the market and why deny the growth?
Now, and you don't have an architecture excuse anymore. Like, you can come from the PC version, you can knock it down from the PC version, and from what everybody says, it's pretty easy to port it from that.
Exactly.
So it's not going to cost you the $1 million, whatever it was on Wii U, whatever it cost to port a game. I can't remember what. I want to say it was like $1 million or something like that. Or
that's crazy.
Yeah,
even if it is
ridiculous.
Destiny had a $500 million overall budget with advertising.
Yeah.
Spend another
I'm
$1
just
million.
saying now, like now you can put a small team together. It seems like and put that game out. For Wii U. Here we go again, man. Like,
Let go.
You caught my
hard.
God dang it, you got me now. For the Switch, you can do that. So it's just like
I feel like I like the way you said it a second ago, T, where you're like they're probably going to react. I know you meant it in a joking way, like the react the way they did with the 3DS. I actually like the idea of them considering they didn't support it from the beginning, which is totally annoying. I agree. But if they react the way they did with the 3DS as opposed to the Wii, that would make me happy because with both of those consoles, we saw like the third parties kind of do the wait and see thing. And, no one saw the Wii being the hit that it was. Nintendo didn't even see it coming. And then, in the first year of its sales, that's when all these third parties we learned started, scrambling to make games on the Wii. And I think that we got a lot of really not so good third party games on the Wii for that reason. But the 3DS, when the same thing happened, I think we ended up getting a lot of really good third-party games.
But
like
we didn't get a lot of good Western third-party games. We got Eastern. Eastern is no problem.
Yeah, that's pretty true. That's definitely true.
We got a ton of those, but
they make great games though, so that's kind of.
Oh no, I'm not knocking them at all. I'm glad
you're right.
I'm expecting the Eastern games to be there, but I want to see some of these other guys. Like,
I mean, me too, man. You know me, I'm a fan. I like Ubisoft. I like EA. I like Activision. Blizzard. I want that stuff for sure on my Nintendo.
To me, like Watch Dogs 2 should have been. Somebody should be saying something about that for Switch right now. That should be because again, I'm sure it didn't meet sales expectations.
Not even close.
Right. So this is a great opportunity to put an open world. There's nothing like that on there. There's no modern open world game, GTA style game on the Switch. You can completely run that market, and you're just
Lego
letting
City.
Yep.
I think we can't forget Lego City.
Yeah, Lego City.
Well, I think the overall problem is more so that there is no faith in Nintendo fans in certain genres anymore. And granted,
because they don't.
But granted, just to go for the open world game, you have Breath of the Wild that kind of introduces Zelda fans and other Nintendo fans to open world games. That might help Capcom and Ubisoft be a little bit more receptive to. Okay, well they're playing Zelda. Let's see if we can kind of push with that momentum. The problem is there is no trust there. It's like I think that really started probably in the Wii days, maybe a little bit of the GameCube.
Sure.
Maybe not the GameCube, but the Wii days where it was just this level of distrust that was built up over time where it was like, oh yeah, Nintendo fans only play Nintendo games. And I'm like, that's never been true. But it's that same narrative that went with, oh, well, only real gamers play Xbox and PlayStation 3.
Look at the GameCube. Like the GameCube was
the greatest.
That was a third-party machine.
It was a third-party machine. People,
man.
Nintendo fans bought all kinds of third-party games on that system. So
I think more people have fond memories of the third-party games on that.
Exactly.
system.
I thought the Nintendo's first party was the weakest on the GameCube.
Well, we can't forget Resident Evil 4 was exclusive to the GameCube for over a year.
Right.
Yeah,
that's a good example of that.
A lot of those games sold over 1 million. Over 100, at least over 100 games, third-party games on the GameCube sold over 1 million copies. Mm-hmm. So Nintendo fans have no problem with third-party games as long as you have no problem with Nintendo fans. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to cultivate us. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Don't make stupid comments. like we've been seeing over the last few years.
Yeah.
You know, condescending to us and all this kind of crap.
Yeah, like the Titanfall 2 stuff.
Right, like
really frustrating.
I guarantee you I won't buy Titanfall 2 if it hits the Switch. Based on that dude's comment.
Yeah,
you should.
He did it. It's his fault.
If they made Titanfall 3, you should buy it. but they won't, so that's okay. You know, go ahead.
I was just gonna say. Oh shit! I lost my train. Go ahead. I'm
It's
trying
okay.
to redeem.
So it reminds me of a narrative that happened a couple of years ago during the Wii U era that I actually kind of really liked how the Nintendo community grabbed onto this, where we started to see third parties not doing this and saying some of those dumb things. And the whole defense, the way the Nintendo community came together to defend it, I really liked, because it's like, it builds off of what you were even saying, Juice, a few minutes ago, where it's like, you think we don't buy your games because Nintendo gamers don't play them, and we don't buy your games because Nintendo gamers don't want broken, dated, unfinished, buggy versions of games, like the Darksiders thing being crappy and all these other games that were like shitty ports. Yeah, it's like our standards are, we just want at least the same version of the game you're putting on the other consoles. Like, don't give us dirt and expect us to thank you for dirt.
Yeah, and then give us charge more for it probably on the Switch.
Yeah,
no. Mass Effect is a good example. That's exactly what happened with Mass Effect.
And Injustice
Sniper 2, Elite? What was
that? Like, had none of the. It only had like the basic single player, and nothing else from the game.
And they were so arrogant about it. Yeah. Like,
remember Injustice? You couldn't. There was no friends battle lobbies.
Yeah, I think no DLC.
Injustice. Right? Talk about a double entendre.
Yeah,
that was an injustice.
You know, bring Injustice 2, and not that I want it, but and have it be 100% parity, and then see, and then if it doesn't sell, well, I don't think that game's going to sell that well anyway. But
it's hideous. One.
Yeah, it looks terrible.
Wait, Injustice 2?
Yeah, the character design. I don't like the character design.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to sell, though. I think people are excited about it.
Okay, we'll see.
I don't really care for it.
Capcom, like those character models look terrible. Like I hate
my God.
I hate that art style. But if they, they put it on the Switch, I guess I'd be at least, hey, that's cool. You're supporting it. But anyway, let's talk about a game we mentioned a little bit ago, or not, maybe 10 minutes ago now.
Gemini? Yeah, it's great.
No. Let's talk about that Helix reveal for ARMS, because I think my hype level for ARMS went from like a 7 to an 8 just based on that character reveal.
Is that, I have to clarify, is that the DNA Man guy?
Yeah, it's DNA Man.
Helix
is his English name.
Just the personality.
DNA Man, I love it.
Just the style of the reveal trailer, like, and then his moveset looked completely different from anyone else in the game, and it's like, it looks so cool. I was just like grinning ear to ear for that minute-long reveal, and it's like, it's just another character that brings something completely new, and it just the personality that came through in that little reveal. That tells me this feels like the Splatoon team's working on this game, but it's the Mario Kart team, and it's just so much creativity going on. It really won me over. So anybody else have any thoughts about it?
Yeah, I mean, I love
does anyone know
DNA Man's design. The fact that he has chromosomes for springy arms is awesome. I just thought that was just super clever and perfect, and he's like the little amoeba, like what was that? I think it was OJ just said he was like Osmosis Jones, which was perfect. I thought that was a perfect description of him. Yeah. So
and just his static photo, the way he's standing, it's just so awesome. I don't know why.
So much character in him, man. Yeah. That's the coolest thing. Is like you can tell that there's gonna be a lot of character in these characters.
Yeah, just the way he like shrinks down into like a blob, and then he gets really tall, and it's just so cool. I don't know. Robert, you were gonna say something?
No, yeah. Did they say like how he shrinks and how he gets bigger and stuff? I wonder, like.
Yeah, it's through dashes.
Yeah,
it's through dashes. The dashes make him shrink and.
Yeah, the dashes. If he dashes, he shrinks when he.
I think he doesn't have a jump. Maybe he just gets tall. I'm not sure. But
no, he has a jump. He jumps out of the. Yeah, he can jump out of.
Oh yeah, well, yeah. I see. I'm watching it right now.
That's interesting. Okay, yeah. I mean, it's a damn cool character. I like.
So like there's 5 characters, huh?
There's just 5. What are we up to now? 7.
Well, if you look at that graphic, we're over 10, right? But
count that.
What's
the other 2?
Well, I mean,
There's,
it's
like,
already
they
been
showed
proven.
other,
With
like-
DNA Man's pictures in that group.
Yeah, there
Okay,
was
so that would
4
be 10
on top of
altogether.
the 5. So there'd be 9 that
9.
we know.
9, yeah.
But I don't know. It's just so cool. It just makes me want to play the game.
Yeah, but I say I was already excited for the game to begin with.
You were excited after Min Min.
Man,
Everybody was excited for Min Min. I'm main Min Min.
I don't
Yeah,
even.
man. She's
It's gonna be your main.
There's actually
There's
gameplay footage of it. Apparently, there was an ARMS tournament in Japan, so there's actually footage of Helix being played.
Oh, yeah.
We also got alternate colors too.
Oh yeah, that's cool that we can now. You got multiple colors, which I would think so because if
So
someone's
Helix versus Min Min.
Yeah.
Anybody want the link to that if they want to check it out?
Yeah. You should send it. Yeah, because I heard about that existing, that someone was using that character.
Just the screen of the character select. He's sitting there just kind of grooving. It's just
He don't give
cool.
a fuck, man. He's just chilling.
It's just so cool. I don't know why that's won me over.
That's so funny.
Damn, Robert. I didn't expect it to be that.
I didn't even see that. That was hilarious. I see him dancing.
Yeah, he's just
Oh, yeah.
he's standing there. He's
He's like,
man.
bring it, bitches, bring it.
He's got some music playing in his head, but
That's hilarious.
yeah, I don't know. This definitely increased my excitement level even more. So maybe the next character will bring it up even another level. So
it's weird because the game is already super like ridiculous and way out there. But once they showed this character, it kind of opened up the doors even more to where they could go. That's what's actually really neat. It's like, oh, you're going this route now. Got it.
Yeah, because before that, it was just like, oh, there's going to be like robo-like,
just weird robo
Android-like humans. But when you see him, it's like, oh, snap.
Mm-hmm.
We've also seen a few extra arms in this trailer that hint to the other new characters too.
Yeah.
Like the shield one.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
They think there was one character that looked like, or they said, who was it that said that looks like a certain part of the world, like inspired by, and I forget what it was. If it's Indian, or
I think it was me.
like a
It's
country
Hawaiian.
thing.
I think I get Hawaiian out of it.
Maybe
now.
Hawaiian, yeah.
Samoan. Yeah.
Something like that. So
It's weird. I could see if Nintendo wanted to do something like really crazy with this. I just have this weird thought in my head that like Kirby would be a character that would work in this game's world. And it'd be so sweet if they just announced like one Nintendo character, Kirby, as a fighter, and have put him in some weird Robobot machine or something. I don't know.
And it was Mayan. Sorry, it was a Mayan.
Maybe Kirby is the final boss.
That'd be amazing.
Like this is some fast gameplay. Like this is not. I was thinking the game looks a little slow.
No, it's not slow.
No, this is fast. And these guys.
Here's what I'll say though about that. And Robert, you can chime in too, since we kind of played it. It definitely will feel fast, but like at first you're so thinking hard about how you're controlling that game.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you felt that way too, Robert, but like you really overthink it. But Robert got really good really fast, which pissed me off. I couldn't beat it.
Yeah, I picked my ribbon girl. I had to pick ribbon girl.
You ribboned my ass, man. Twice in a row.
Nice little fun.
It was pretty good because man, at first you're like, oh, this is very different on how to control, but then you could get the hang of it with the, you're jumping and stuff in. And I just kept grabbing him and throwing him, grabbing him.
Were you guys using standard or motion?
Motion. Yeah,
I've never seen standard yet.
I don't think we've seen people play standard yet.
Yeah, not even on the Treehouse, right? I don't think I've seen it anywhere.
Well, they pushing the motion for sure.
There's going to be people that they're going to switch it to standard immediately and never try the motion. It's just, there's going to be people like that.
I know. I have a couple of friends, my younger brother included, who are that way with Splatoon.
Yeah.
And it's and even Robert though, you're the same way though, because you don't play motion with Splatoon, right?
No, I don't play motion with Splatoon.
Yeah.
How fucking dare you, sir?
Hey, listen, I still
better get a pro controller then, because
body. That's it.
Well, I guess in the grip it was all right, but definitely split. It's almost unplayable Splatoon.
No, I agree. I actually have to have the grip.
But we'll see. I'm excited for ARMS. So, it's cool to see. They just keep giving us stuff to talk about. Like, since the January 12th, I feel like we've never even had a question on what we're talking about on each podcast.
Yeah, it's pretty true. They're smart. Again, it's the polar opposite of how the Wii U was, where for a while you'd have to struggle to find something to talk about.
Yeah, you guys want to talk about the N64 this week?
I'll talk about that. Let's do it.
But no, I'm just saying that's how it was during the Wii U days. It's like this is the N64 podcast.
I heard that Reggie bought some new shoes this week. He went back to Reebok.
But it's just like somebody was like, I don't know if this is just luck. Maybe it was leveled. He made a video about how he's giving Nintendo props. He's like, I don't know if this is dumb luck or like I've been saying like since E3, since they announced their E3 plans last year, that Nintendo they have a plan. They know what they're gonna do. Whether we agreed with it or not, they didn't reveal the NX until after their last Wii U game launched, and then close enough to the actual January 12th reveal that it wouldn't feel like forever, but still gave us I feel like everything's been meticulously planned out. The marketing, the Nintendo Directs, every little bit of stuff we've gotten, I think they have this planned out for months.
Yeah.
I mean, some of it may have been luck. Like, Nintendo had been riding like a good wave, like starting with like Pokemon Go and all that stuff going into it. So some of that was luck, but all the stuff that has to do with the Switch and how it's been put out there, that's all planned. They're not going to take a chance after the Wii U. I'm sorry, folks. They're not taking a chance with dumb luck after the Wii U.
Yeah. It's weird how the Wii U's failure was like the biggest blessing, as much as
that's what I said. I said is like
we've been saying that for a long time.
Yeah, it just really is true. And
focused Nintendo is just an unbeatable Nintendo.
It is a dangerous one.
Wake up that sleeping giant.
They could have also been like so terribly worried that the Switch wasn't going to take off in the way that it did. I'm sure that they had to brace themselves for that potential like iceberg that they could hit. And I think that's kind of why it's happened. And like with the surprise comes more excitement. So everyone is now excited because of the surprise of how great it is and how much people want it. And there's another game, and there's another game, and there's another game. If they don't mess up E3, it's like game over forever. It's just going to be unbelievable. But
they already did. They're not going to be on stage. It's only going to be a 46-minute conference.
If they got games. They always do 45 minutes, though.
I know, but people act like that's a new thing. I've seen.
Did they already announce? They didn't announce the details yet, right?
No, not the details.
They just confirmed no press conference. But they're like, we'll share details.
Are actually like, of course, Nintendo always has to be different or something. It's like they've been doing this for how long now? It's like this is
2013.
Yeah, it's definitely not different.
Like this is traditional Nintendo now. Like, come on.
If the treehouse isn't there, then I'll be like, what are they doing? Like, why is it with that?
Where's the treehouse?
Yeah,
especially with all these games.
I said this on my video too when I discussed the press conference thing. Like, to me, now that they've officially with this year and their 5th year, and T, you said the same thing in a comment too. Like the fact that they decided not to come back on stage this year, 3 months after the Switch, to me tells me they have, at least in my mind, 100% will probably never do it again. Like, and I always thought there was a chance they would. That was my reason for saying that. Is I was like, one day they'll probably decide to come back. But now I feel like they've really settled into it and committed to it. And
if anybody
live press conference, but it's fine. They're gonna do just fine.
For anybody listening, I don't know, Rob, this probably won't have an effect on you, but if you want to feel better about it, think of the January 12th presentation, the onstage stuff, even though it was translated, versus the last Nintendo Direct. Think of just the flow and the quality of the entertainment value there. Like the awkwardness of that January 12th, probably half that. Maybe not half of it. I'd say about 20% of it just felt awkward, didn't flow well. And maybe that's because of the translation thing.
Well, a lot of people have brought that up too, and I see that. And I'm someone who also, I mean, even though the whole thing was like, oh, I predicted it'd be that way, I still didn't love the presentation just because it was what I thought it was going to be. I was like, man, I wish they did something cooler. But the reason I think that isn't quite the same is because that's not how E3 presentations are supposed to be done. Like, the whole reason for me even guessing what that was going to be was because I expected it to specifically not be like what you expected E3.
Yeah. Because of their majority of their developers are Japanese, though. You always get that translation with Nintendo, other than Reggie talking. So that's always been
Reggie and Bill. I think could change the game, and if they bring other developers, I mean, that's how I could see it being exciting.
So if they bring like Western third party guys on stage,
Yeah, that's a good one.
it's a good one. That's the kind of
you
stuff.
a fucking comedian, man.
I'm saying that's the kind of stuff that would warrant a on stage presence. You know, like.
Well, you remember they had EA? No, was it EA?
Yeah, it was EA. It was EA.
They had him.
Yeah, man, we ain't gotta worry about no.
So here's the thing. I worked for a family-owned business bought out by a corporation, and there's nothing I like less than hearing a corporate figurehead try to spin positive on good and bad news. You know, that just that standing around talking to the whole group. I picture Phil Spencer every time. I like the guy, but I just can't stand that corporate talk, and it just never gets me. It never has, and it never will. So it's just for me.
I get it.
I just know that they're spinning. Like, their job is to make everything sound great, but it's scripted. You can tell they're reading, and it's just to me, what Sony did last year was way better than anything I've ever seen from any other company do. Is just, hey, we're talking for a few minutes. Here's a game. Here's gameplay. And, they copied Nintendo with the orchestra and stuff, but you didn't have a guy spending 15, 20 minutes talking about how great their system is. I'm not looking forward to listening to Phil Spencer try to sell people on Xbox
with their pixels.
No fucking games, unless they really have been hiding like 4 or 5 really quality games.
That's what I didn't like.
Those games.
I think that is possible, by the way.
Like,
I do think that's possible.
No Man's
if it isn't,
and Final Fantasy VII remake, we ain't gonna see that game for about 10 years.
No, you're not.
No Man's Sky was a complete
20 years, man.
But just imagine if, let's say, Microsoft doesn't have a big exclusive up their sleeve.
Well, then
they don't.
Is anybody? I mean, I don't want.
Does anybody have any confidence in them?
No, I'm an Xbox.
I haven't had confidence in them since I
have an Xbox in here. I would like that to be the case.
I have an Xbox One, and it's the most disappointing console.
I feel like you guys wasted your money. I apologize in advance.
If I
didn't own a PC,
I did when I bought mine, so I'm not upset. I just, now it's just kind of no. I got games I play,
It's just, for me, it's going to be hard to sit there and listen to him try to spin the Xbox into something and then after what he just said about Zelda and Horizon, trying to downplay those types of games.
Well, I think from what I understand, he
wait, I didn't hear it the wrong way.
Well, he was trying to say that those are tough those are tough games to I don't know. He didn't say it like this, but someone.
Yeah, because he wasn't being outright negative. Like, if you read what he said, it wasn't.
The way he phrased it messed him up.
But he did say that diminished returns on those.
Yeah.
Well, if you're a bloated third party, well, I guarantee you, like Nintendo said, they need to sell 2 million Zeldas to be profitable. But with Destiny, they need to sell 10 million. So it just depends on what your money management. But he was basically saying that the business model for these games with DLC and season passes and stuff is what gamers spend their money on more or something. It was just kind of
tragic.
But you grew
I feel like that's an obvious statement. Oh, the game that has 6 batches of DLC makes more money than the single player game.
It wasn't like games were sitting around, man, I wish they would sell me my game in pieces,
Yeah.
Great. Nobody said that. The industry groomed gamers to do that.
Yeah.
Which is why I got so mad at that Marvel vs. Capcom thing, because the trailer was announced. The trailer was announced. We got to see the story mode. We got to see Sigma and Ultron, and then it's like, oh yeah, and here's your 6-character DLC pack.
DLC, yeah.
And one of the characters is Sigma. You mean the guy that was in the story trailer is a fucking character?
It's like the final boss.
It's ridiculous.
It pissed me off, and everyone was like, "Ooh, I can't wait! I wonder what the next DLC character is." Yo, why is there DLC for this game?
It's ridiculous.
And there might be more examples of a single player game, big epic single player game not selling as well, but I don't know. Zelda's getting DLC. I would bet money Horizon's getting DLC.
You don't gotta spend 40 million. I just don't believe that.
You don't have to spend 400
group of smart people together. You don't spend $40 million to make these games. It's nonsense.
It's because they're trying to push graphics and hardware.
That's the problem.
That's their problem.
But the thing is, Phil was always about. In the past, he would have just said, "Yeah, that's amazing game, great, great for Nintendo. I'm happy for you, but he's trying to. I think it's a little bit of a damage control statement.
Yeah, he's trying to get his Xbox gamers ready for nothing.
Well, I'm about to say because the Xbox. Well, I'm about to say the Xbox fans were mad at him for doing that. The Xbox fans were angry.
Oh, well, that's good.
Because it was like, why? No, they were mad at him for praising other systems.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant.
And you wanna know why? Because it's like, man, you're sitting here praising Zelda, but we ain't got no games to play on the Xbox.
Well, in the past, he praised Sony,
and that's what pissed them off. It's like, yo, we ain't got nothing to play, and you over here fucking playing Zelda, stroking Nintendo's dick. What are you doing that for?
Yeah, maybe.
Some games, damn it.
Spend some time making some games, stop stroking everybody else's penises, and
I will say, do you remember when they said? I think this was like 2-3 years ago when they said, no, I think it was like 3 years ago when they said it was going to be the greatest lineup in Xbox history.
Yeah. I got something to say for that little video.
Do you remember they had that photo, and it was of like all the characters, and it had Master Chief, Lara Croft, which wasn't even exclusive.
Yeah.
It had a car.
That was the year that it was the Gears Ultimate.
I made a video making fun of that, and people.
Hey man, was Scalebound still on that picture? Is my question.
Canceled. One of them was
canceled.
It
was that year. It was the releases of that year. It was
those games came out that year.
Yeah, it was
Gears Ultimate. Fable Legends was canceled.
I was about to say it was like the same year like Assassin's Creed Unity came out and Fable Legends got canceled.
Yeah, so they were counting all those games.
That already wasn't a good year to begin with.
Yeah,
it wasn't.
That was so funny. I was like, what?
No, that's because Microsoft. That's why, because Microsoft overcompensates and gamers like that, like, oh, Microsoft always had a bunch of exclusives. No, they didn't. They sold off of online and hype. That's all they sold off.
The only reason they had exclusives during the 360 years because PS3 wasn't
out yet.
Atrocious.
And what happened
to program for?
What happened at the end of the 360 era? They lost all of them.
Right, Mass Effect. They just let all that stuff go.
And the PS3 actually passed the Xbox. So
I
don't know. System. I don't envy being in Phil Spencer's shoes at their if they really think the Scorpio, even though he's already said, which I couldn't find the quote, but someone on Twitter the day that the Scorpio was revealed, I believe it, but I couldn't find it to say it's fact that he said that the Scorpio wasn't meant to sell big. That's what the Xbox One S is for.
Yeah, I know. I saw the same thing.
I heard it,
but I've never seen confirmation.
You believe that, even if you don't say it.
That's even worse, though.
See, the whole thing about you saying like you don't envy being Spill Fencer. How about Phil Spencer? Hashtag Spill Fencer. Anyway, my whole thing with that is like, if they just have games coming, then it's not a problem to be Phil Spencer. But do they have games coming?
But this is what drives me the most.
Company release video games on your console. Like
you hear this every time people talk about Xbox. This is the thing that drives me to crazy. They have freaking Rare's IPs. They have all these great IPs that could be exclusives on their console, and they just will not do anything with them. They're just languishing, and it's just that drives me crazy. Like again, Jet Force Gemini. Jet Force Gemini could be an amazing IP right now for Xbox.
It's an amazing IP in my mind.
Here's my concern, though.
Like they could have made a resurgence of that game, and they won't do anything with it.
But here's my concern with that whole thing.
That would be a good Xbox game.
Is that Xbox hasn't really groomed its gamers to care about anything other than shooters also. So you have a situation where...
But it is a shooter, though. That's the thing. That is a shooter. It's a sci-fi shooter, which is right up Xbox Microsoft's alley. And they will not do it. Perfect Dark, another sci-fi shooter.
Does it look hardcore enough, T? Is it hardcore enough?
It's hard.
They could make it.
Yeah, it could be.
Well, here's the thing.
If the first Jet Force Gemini came out today, it would be that way. It
would be like awesome.
It probably wouldn't be bloody, but it would be like a Halo Gears kind of thing. Like
it would be in that line of that ilk of the
definitely Perfect Dark, definitely.
And
Perfect Dark, that's a new brand.
Robert shared the banner from the greatest games.
It's so funny.
It's so stupid. There's a car and it's just a
Master
fucking
Chief
car.
Barely in Halo 5.
Who's at the end right there? Who's that?
That's a Fable Legends thing that got canceled.
Oh, that's Fable, man. I told you.
Forza and Gears remastered. That was
my favorite character.
Yeah, the Gears remastered, the Lara Croft.
That was such a lie.
For a year.
They've had way better lineups than that.
And you talking about PR spin? Every time they kept saying it, my toes cringed. It was just like
that was the year they started.
They just kept saying it like it was a talking point. I'm like,
they were trying to make themselves believe it. T.
Was that
trying to make their fans believe it?
They kept saying, Windows 10.
That's what I'm trying to ask. Was that
that
year?
shit was terrible.
No.
man.
Which Gears are you asking about?
I'm asking if that was the year they also did the Windows 10 exclusive.
Yeah, that was it.
Xbox
No,
Windows
same.
10 exclusive.
Windows
Wasn't that
10
the
and
same?
Xbox One exclusive. What?
Wait, for which one? What are you talking about?
That
Remember?
year that they
No, I
did
thought that was
the
last year. Wasn't
I
it?
think it was not. I think it started last year.
Yeah, that
Was
was
it last
last
year?
year.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
last
Oh
year.
yeah, it was last year. You're right.
I
You're
did
right.
They
not
did
think it
talk
was-
about that in the year before, though. That was kind of they were going to try to. They mentioned Windows 10 a lot that year,
Yeah.
but they didn't
Yeah.
do the exclusive thing.
See, the
A
whole thing.
lot. They fucking kill everybody. with
Every
Windows
single
10.
game was Windows 10.
Windows 10
And it's
exclusive,
like,
everybody.
it's like, wait a minute, but then it's not exclusive. You
Yeah.
just named 2 platforms.
And
The
they,
whole
named,
thing-
and they named Windows 10 first. Like, they
Yeah.
say
Windows
Xbox
10
You know
and
why?
then
Because that was in more that was in more homes than the Xbox One.
Well, let's
Oh,
let's get
man.
Rob. Rob's been trying to make a point.
Sorry, Rob.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I have to say, like, I am an Xbox fan. Like, I like Microsoft. I want them to be good, and I want to feel good about what they're doing and what they're bringing to the table. And I like Halo and Gears a lot. But I definitely feel like we just might be seeing a Microsoft that is not planning on doing this for that much longer. That's
Yeah,
kind of
true.
what I'm starting
Well,
to feel
yeah.
is they're just less worried about, because they don't, at least the last year, even though they released a few games I really like, they're not speaking to us. They're just not talking to gamers anymore. At least it doesn't feel that way. Not in the way Nintendo and Sony do. Like, Nintendo and Sony
they're
feel like
talking to the
gamers companies.
PC Master Race guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is, I mean, yeah, okay,
They
they're
don't want an
gamers.
Xbox Scorpio. They have a PC. Like,
It's just so different.
Doesn't make sense.
And I feel like they're setting themselves up for a huge shift in the next like 3 or 4 years.
But look at it. Robert can testify to this.
testify.
What Windows 10? Who buys the Windows 10 version of these games anyway? The
No, I
multiplayer.
buy the Steam.
What
I buy the
happened when you
Steam
bought the
version.
Windows 10 version of Call of Duty?
Well, apparently it was in single digits numbers or whatever like
There
that.
was
I
like
was
10 people on
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Rise of the Tomb Raider didn't sell on Windows 10. It sold on Steam. And yeah, you could only get Gears 4 on Windows 10. And Red Knight had it on PC. I don't know the install base if it said how many people were in the lobbies, but I know it didn't last very long.
Well, this whole problem is kind of the genesis of my thinking, though, and
Yeah.
that's why
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
they're trying to change what they're doing. And
Exactly.
I can't say that I could predict what their shift is going to be. The Scorpio is a weird ass thing to predict. The Windows 10 thing is a weird ass thing, and none of it makes sense. But it's so freaking weird. That's why I think they're going to do something.
Well,
Really
I think the
different.
Scorpio is just like, let's just prove that we can make the most powerful console, but they keep reiterating, Rob. I know you don't want to hear this, but they keep reiterating there will be no exclusives on the Scorpio.
Yeah, no, I know that's the message.
And it's
now.
like,
Yeah.
are they just doing it because they had the money and they just wanted to say, hey, we can do the powered thing. Here you go. I'd be really shocked if they announced an Xbox once, like a Xbox 4 or whatever it's going to be.
like a next Xbox.
Yeah,
you mean?
Rob
Well,
has
I
made
had
a video about that, and I have too. Like, we don't think there's going to be a one.
Yeah,
and
it's
it's
like,
like, why would there be? Because just sell Xbox Live Gold and make it work somehow find a way to make it work with Steam games.
Yeah,
Because
like Xbox as a service kind of thing.
But I mean, Forza Horizon 3, I thought it had cross-platform play from PC to Xbox One. I'm pretty sure they showed that. They showed like a high-end PC and Xbox One S, all playing together at E3 last year. Now, if you did that for like Gears for all the games, that'd be different. But
the transition would make sense.
That would be fantastic.
The transition would make sense. Like if Windows 10 was doing good on the games platform, you know,
well,
like,
it's not.
and it's not. That's the
that's
thing.
really
But
what's
here's
got
my
them.
thing. I think the whole thing for Scorpio is just because the only way they kept their foot in the race, even with the 360, was the fact that the 360 was powerful, was near in power the PlayStation 3, and had the advantage of being easier to develop for. That's the only thing I would argue Xbox ever won in terms of that and online.
Hold on to that.
And the problem with so they're like, well, damn, we're not winning any race right now because Microsoft never built up a real good library of exclusives. So the only thing we can really rely on now is we got powerful hardware coming out, and you're just kind of like, yeah, but that doesn't really mean much if it's not that much easier to develop for, and how much is that going to cost? Considering we're already struggling with games and DLC now, with the
But
PlayStation.
there was a time when Xbox did have great exclusive, and that was the OG Xbox.
You mean the first console that came out?
Yeah. Yeah, and nobody gave a damn. And nobody.
It was a good system. Yeah,
it was a great system.
I enjoyed hearing you talk about it on your video today. I enjoyed like kind of reminiscing on the Xbox.
Yeah, I haven't seen your recent video, Tia. What wasn't it based on the?
It was me talking
about stock
shortage.
shortage.
Yeah, people thinking that's a.
Yeah, we didn't talk about. We're talking about sales. I wanted to cover that. Like, Nintendo's shipping everything, and they're shipping good numbers, and things doing close to 200,000 a week. I mean, they're not short in shipments to make fake demand. Like,
remember when they just the Wii U shipments? Oh, that never happened. Come
3DS, that didn't happen.
It's a convenient excuse, man.
Well, that's why I think that. But I think for a lot of people that answered their excuse, why is it you can do the Wii U and 3DS like that, but you couldn't do the NES Classic, for example?
Because they didn't plan on it being like a big.
Oh no! Listen, I'm just playing devil advocate. I don't know.
Just watch my video. I say all that
for people. Yeah. Yeah.
Like if they thought it was going to sell 2 million, they would have had 2 million manufactured. I mean,
it
was.
They didn't. Well, yeah, to me, the way I look is they're just learning from their mistakes. They overstocked the Wii U, and honestly, I don't think they ever had to reship out more units of the Wii U. They just kind of the original.
They had to remanufacture it.
They were stocked because they were so confident coming off the Wii.
Yeah,
that's why they overstocked it.
And it's the opposite with the Switch. The Switch, they were like, I don't think we're going to sell anything, so we're just not going to put that many out of it.
Yeah, but when they saw that they were going to sell, they said, all right. Let's airmail some of these bad boys.
Yeah, they still had.
And I'm about to say because Amiibo is to me is the perfect argument against them intentionally doing it. There are still certain Amiibo that you can't get right now.
Right.
And it's not like the Amiibo is still booming right now.
No,
they did their due diligence though. They restocked Lucinas and Robins. I mean,
they restocked the ones I care about, but I mean, you still can't get like what.
But those were like the lesser characters that Yeah. Those weren't the mainstay.
Yeah, I think you still can't get like Palutena or Pit. Well, no, you can get Pit.
The only thing they should have done is just did a pre-order months in advance and made close to the pre-orders and then some extra. Like I wish they would have done that. But just wrapping up the spontaneous Microsoft discussion. I wish Muhammad was
discussion though.
He's always just raving about
Muhammad.
About the Xbox.
Wait a minute. Muhammad is something else, man.
Yeah, that dude's always in the chat just talking about how great the Scorpio is. He has a Switch. I'm not saying
he has taste.
I wouldn't want Microsoft to come out with some amazing games and stuff, like to me, because they're going to be on Windows 10. So if I really wanted to play them, I could. But I just don't see it. And Rob said it best. I think they're already kind of set. They set it up 2 years ago. Remember when they said when everyone said Nintendo put the Wii U out to die in 2015?
Yeah,
I said that was the start. I even was like, Microsoft looks like they're trying to just go with this Windows 10 platform. Like they pushed that as much as they pushed any game that year, and then the next year, Xbox One and Windows 10 exclusive. So
yeah,
I feel bad for a fanboy of something when it's not doing well. They're usually worse when something's doing well. Fanboys usually get really annoying when something's like selling really well, but when something's doing bad, I mean, I've been there with the Wii U and, maybe made some excuses for Nintendo, but I've always been pretty much the same level of Nintendo fan. So I feel for you, but I have no confidence in Microsoft and the Xbox game division right now. And I thought Phil Spencer would have turned it around much better than what he's doing. And maybe he will. Maybe there'll be something.
Yeah, I wish no ill will. I hope
it's not Halo 6, Gears 5, Forza 7.
I want those first two games. I'm happy with those. Please make those Microsoft. Thank you.
Yeah. I want them to focus. I want them to try to push like Xbox only stuff. I don't want to keep seeing Windows 10 every fucking where, and I want them to just come out with original games because all they've been doing is we got this third party partnership. Do you own the IP? No, I don't own the IP. Well, that's the fucking problem. Why don't you get a game that can become another mainstay? Because you only got 3 or 4 franchises.
There's really 3.
And
just admit that Windows 10 as a gaming platform is a failure, and you're not going to beat Steam. It's just not going to happen. Steam owns.
I don't even care if it's Windows 10. Just stop pushing.
But I'm saying, just get rid of that yeah, get rid of. We're saying the same thing. Get rid of that thing.
Yeah, go to the Windows 10
and make
store
your
right
box
now.
compelling again. Make your box compelling.
See, this is all why I think, and you talk about hoping that Phil Spencer was going to turn it around. I think that initially that was the plan, but I think that they've course corrected. I just don't know that that's what they're trying to do anymore.
Well,
and that was the whole basis for my conversation I had a couple of weeks ago about if they're pulling like however I phrase it, like a Wii U with the Xbox One, how they're kind of phasing it out to move on to some next big thing, like almost.
Yeah, we saw it, and we all saw it from when it happened. It was like, oh, that was the death knell, guys. It's over.
We review the best-selling games right now on the Windows 10 game store. Candy Crush is number 1.
I fucking knew it.
Caesar Slots number 2. Some hidden city game, Candy Crush Saga. Finally, Minecraft's number 5, the Windows 10 version for $10. They don't have them numbered, but Forza Horizon's the first real game, and it's probably close to 20. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8.
Isn't that the one you bought,
14,
Juice?
16, 8. It's 18.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
And number 19 is the $100 version, which I don't. And then you get you got to go like another 10 to get to like Halo Wars and Gears of War 4, and it's just Windows 10 is just it's basically a mobile. For the
mobile app store
that have Windows 10, Windows phones, like it's not a PC go-to thing. Like people,
it's not.
It didn't work, so it sucks. But they canceled Scalebound, the one game people were of all fan bases seem to be kind of generally excited for.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Well, I guess we'll see. We'll do our
E3 will be very.
Side note: this is also what happens when Microsoft takes the Nintendo route and stops money hatting third-party publishers.
Basically, yeah.
Because you notice that they lost all like the DLC deals, and Sony has all that now.
Isn't that sad that made
it pisses me off that people threw so much shade at Nintendo for that. They were like, "Oh, it's like we'll see Microsoft and Sony have it right." Well, it's like, no, you see what happens when you don't do it. You get screwed, and they were like, "Well, that's just a myth. That's just you guys making excuses again." No, you see what happens.
Here's the proof right here.
I'm about to say this is what happens. You can kill consoles like doing that shit.
I wonder how much they have to spend, and then what they get back from that investment for Sony doing it with the PS4, Xbox doing it last gen 360, money hat, and the commercials. Sony just took that over, and they sold 60 million PS4s.
A couple of games like your Call of Duties and your Destinies, those might be profitable, but outside of that, are you making profit off of doing this? Probably not.
Probably not.
I don't think anybody's gonna be lining up to.
It's all perception now,
and it's because you keep perpetuating that culture that it's still a problem to begin with.
Yeah. And I think Ubisoft's screwed because I don't think Microsoft or Sony is gonna be they don't have much leverage to ask for a ton of money for their next game.
No, they don't.
They are in a spiral, right?
That's probably why they're doing this rabbits thing with Nintendo.
Yeah,
they got to.
Look, because think about it. They're re-releasing Rayman Legends again. This is like what, the 6th, 7th?
Did that come out?
No. It didn't come out. But I'm just saying, it's another game. They're re-releasing that same game again. They're re-releasing Steep, and we're gonna do a collaboration, which is why I keep telling people it's like just like the 3DS. The third-party companies go to Nintendo to get money for some of their smaller titles that make a lot of money, and then they use it to refund games that end up on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, and they end up burning bridges because the games are fucking buggy and broken. It's like a nasty cycle.
If they would have dropped, I'm telling you, Watch Dogs 2, early April, that thing would be over millions sold right now.
Probably,
especially it's about next year.
On Switch to this year.
If it would have been like a good port.
If it would obviously have to be a good port and all that stuff. But I think they just missed the boat on that. Who was I watching talking about how these companies missed the boat? That was a good video. Can't remember who it was.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. I would like to watch it.
Because they were maybe it was it sounds like it was Sean Long and maybe it was a Nintendo Enthusiast podcast. They were talking about how Konami, basically snatched up everybody's, with the Bomberman, Super Bomberman R. Like a lot of companies could have had that money. Like a lot of companies could have came in and put out a nice classic game in that window and done really well.
That's why you notice all the Japanese companies were like, "Let me get my hands in this."
Yeah.
Right
What do you think
they
of
not
Mega
messing around.
Man? What do you think
Oh
of Mega
my
Man?
God! Yeah, that's. I think he
Jesus.
actually said
That
that.
would
He
have been
said,
10
what
out
if
of
they
10.
somebody would drop the Mega Man collection, like a
Or just a new Mega
or just a
Man.
new
A
Mega
new
Man
Mega
game,
Man.
Mega Man
Classic
Legends
style.
2 or 3 or whatever, 3, right? The Mega Man Legends 3 or something.
That
Yeah.
was the one that was
Thing
canceled. Yeah.
sold gangbusters. Are you kidding? They just missed the boat on that.
Well, see, I'll say that's why the Japanese companies are gotten on it quick because you got Capcom coming out this month.
Well, that is
have-
Capcom, Mega Man.
Yeah,
Capcom, yeah. Well, it's
Capcom
Square.
knew Capcom. Yeah, Square. You have Koei.
I think
Tecmo.
even Capcom waited a little too long. Like they should have had a launch game.
It's not. I don't think
I
it's
mean,
that bad.
No, I'm not saying
Resident
it's gonna
around
affect.
Halloween could be pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not saying it's gonna affect, but I'm saying they missed the opportunity to make a lot of money off of probably something they didn't put a lot of effort into.
Well,
They're
they're
doing
doing
the
the
Street
Street
Fighter?
Fighter thing.
Yeah. Well, it's a little
Never
later.
said there's only like what 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
think-
think that's a fine time because otherwise, the closer you were to Zelda, the more you were going to
Yeah,
get
I think
possibly
it-
cannibalized.
Yeah,
I'm just saying,
you're
Super
right.
Mario Man R
Picking-
should not be sitting at what 500,000 copies sold or
Well,
whatever.
that's something that was shipped. I don't know,
Well-
but they're hardly any in the
Well,
store.
I'm pretty.
so-
Well, I'll put it this way: Konami's happy with the money. That means it made a profit.
I'm just saying, if that game did that well,
Totally,
then
yeah.
they missed out on a lot of money here.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad it's doing that well because it look.
Oh, I'm definitely glad.
Now they're reinvigorating interest in Bomberman. They just got to make better games. And,
Konami would have put out Castlevania, like
No, yeah. Listen,
Oh.
you can
Dude.
reckless.
you know what I'm saying?
Bro.
You get reckless. You better chill out, man. You
Any,
gonna get your feelings hurt in a minute.
Any update on Bloodstained? Is that
That's
2018?
going on.
No,
no, yeah.
2018.
Yeah, it's 2018.
okay?
I'm still excited.
It's
But-
looking good. It's
Any
looking
else?
good.
I'm ready
Yeah.
for it.
And I have what 5-6 games now on my Switch and 3 carts, and then the other two or 3 downloaded. And yeah, I mean, just having some options is a nice feeling. I will say though, I do not like switching out the carts when the thing's docked because it's not the most it's not the
Is that
easiest
sturdy?
thing. Yeah, it's like my base, my dock, like I'm trying to
It shifts
open
to one
this,
side.
Yeah, it
trying to
like
open this
jiggles
damn
and stuff.
thing, and
you
then
gotta hold the other side so it doesn't shift. While
Yeah.
you
Well, but that was
Yeah,
the
yeah,
reason.
yeah.
This is like first world problems, guys. I mean, I'm
it
just
is,
saying.
but it is definitely hitting a little eject button.
I'd rather
having
take it
disc.
out of the dock before I change cartridge because it's just like I don't want to scratch
It's
it. or
not the
whatever.
smoothest thing, and then the cartridge like sticks. Like after you press it down, it pops up. Then it like stuck. For
Welcome to the meta
Yeah,
game of Switch. The Switch game.
and it's like it's really making me want to go digital. But then then I'm talking about spending $12 extra on a game, full
Yeah.
price game, and it's like, but
Nah.
I really wish Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I really wish I had the digital version. I can't lie.
I'm surprised you didn't buy it.
It was hard to pass
hard
up
to-
saving
yeah.
$18, man.
That's too
Yeah,
much. You can't
I
pass that
figured.
money.
Because I didn't know if I wanted to double dip. So let's talk about Mario Kart 8 for the 3 of us here that have it.
I'm gonna go take a nap, everybody.
I'm with you, man. Let's go.
I have over 300 hours in Mario Kart 8 on
I thought you were talking about Deluxe. I was like, what?
like 280 on my
I don't think
system.
that's possible.
No, it isn't. And then another 30, 40 hours probably at my friend's house. And this game, with the new additions, it feels like a new game to me. I'm going through the Grand Prix just to like unlock the carts because that's the only thing you have to unlock. And I'm still I'm Inkling girl all the way, green hair, and it's tedious to go through the 50cc. I do it just because I like to have 3 stars and everything. But the battle mode, the tournaments and stuff like that's bring me back to the Call of Duty days for me. Like
you don't like being hit 5 times every race with a blue shell?
yeah, 50cc is ridiculous. Every
It's
lap,
nuts.
lightning, blue shell every lap. But anyway, this battle mode so far for me, it's like I said, the Call of Duty heydays. Like I was so excited after playing. It was just so fun. I mean, we didn't get a big turnout because people didn't get their copies, which we'll discuss. So Amazon screwed up for a lot of people.
Walmart gang.
But I can honestly tell you, as somebody who was skeptical about ports, wasn't right on to buy this game right away, just that battle mode is a new game, and the new characters make the Grand Prix, you know, something different. And the biggest surprise for me is they added not only time trials for the DLC tracks, which they never had. Now there's a 200cc and 150cc time trials, where before it was only the 150cc.
Yeah.
So now I got, how many tracks are there? 48.
48. So you gotta
beat the ghost on 150cc, and then there's a ghost on 200cc. So that's all new for me. That I love that, knowing that that challenge is there for me to know to 100% the game. I'm going to 3-star all the cups, and then now I have these time trials, which the 150cc ones are pretty easy because I just know these tracks so well. I haven't tried the 200cc yet. So just, I can tell you right now, if anybody's on the fence, you played Mario Kart 8 on Wii U. If you love the game like I did, it's like my number 3 game, I think, on the system, 3 or 4, whatever it was. It's revitalized. I'm excited to play it. Like I've got over 10 hours in it already, and about 30 plus screenshots.
I've seen every single one of those screenshots.
And I can tell you, like,
it's gorgeous. It is gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
It looks great. The replays look great. The handheld is definitely the standout versus the off screen on the Wii U. When it's on docked, yeah, it looks cleaner. But it's not like 720 to 1080 is not a huge leap. The biggest place to tell is when you're on the online lobby, and it, like, after it chooses the track, it shows everybody's name like in a gray, like, rectangle that has their name.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell that's higher res. You can tell that's smaller text. It's higher resolution. The game itself, I'm not going to sit there and say, oh my god, it's just so noticeable. Maybe if I went back to the Wii U version on the TV.
Did that.
Yeah, I did. I'm going to say I actually did notice.
I told you I was practicing on that version, and you can tell.
Yeah, that's one of those things, just like with Blu-ray. At first, people were, back in the day, 2005, 2006, I don't really see the difference. Well, you watch Blu-rays for 5 years and then go back to a DVD, especially an early DVD. That's one of those things.
Transformers 2 was the first movie I watched where I was like, sweet Jesus, this Blu-ray makes all the difference. I couldn't believe it.
So it's not, that big of a jump there, but it does look great. The Inkling characters just fit that game so perfect. Like, I don't know how they didn't belong in that game this whole time. They fit.
Inkling Kart will be the next game.
They fit right into it.
Yeah, and it's like the cart looks awesome, or both carts. The characters just look perfect in the game. The art, it just fits. It's like they just pulled them right from Splatoon. And like I told Red Knight and T, is like, Inkling's never looked this good before. And I don't think they will in Splatoon 2. Like, they look so good in this game.
That's another thing. The game is really sharp, and so you can tell it's a lot sharper than the Wii U version.
Mm-hmm. And
it's still like the best looking game.
It looks incredible, better than it did. It's one of the best looking games that come out.
Don't forget about that frame. We got that frame back.
Yeah, we got that frame back. So
there were people literally saying, "Oh, I could see the frame."
You can't.
Wait, what frame? What now?
That 59 frames per second where it skipped every.
Game Explain kept trying to say that every second he noticed, he actually noticed it.
I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
I never.
You can see it if you're going through the footage. You can actually see it.
Well, yeah, but now he's saying when he was riding along playing the game.
Oh,
get out of here!
That game felt like 60 frames the whole on Wii U every time I played it. I never once was like, I never. Who knows? Whatever. It's 60. Looks beautiful on the tablet screen. It's so impressive on there. So that's my quick impressions, not super quick, long impressions, I guess.
Yeah, but I say, when do you ever get quick impressions?
T. Robert, got anything to add to that before? I want to break down a few of the differences I've noticed and then talk about I forget what that one point we were going to get back to was. But anyway, I'll think of it. Go ahead, T.
We'll just talk about Microsoft again.
I'll make mine short.
I know, man.
Like, I don't want to rage quit anymore. Like, I don't know if they fixed balancing or whatever in this game, because it definitely feels that way. But
it's one frame, man.
I don't feel like I'm getting trolled half as much as I did in the Wii U version. Like, I used to get upset to the point where I couldn't concentrate on my driving anymore. And that's just not the case now. I don't know if it's the double items thing now, because that definitely helps my defense a lot, and it just makes me feel so much better to have another defensive item. But yeah, they fixed the balancing. They had to, because I don't get trolled the way I used to in the Wii U version. So Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much my impressions of it. I mean, the battle mode is amazing. Like you said, it's another game. Like that is the reason alone for me to buy the Switch version, and I did obviously. So.
And I can't wait to like. I did teams. I'm gonna do individual next time, and then once
I barely scratched the surface of it.
Once like the games start, the favorite battle games start rising to the surface, maybe we'll do just a specific Renegade Roundup because that goes pretty quick. And it'd be nice if you could do like 3 in a row, but you can't. It's just completely random. And then the online. This is, I guess. Let's get Robert's take, and then we'll talk about some of the differences.
Yeah.
I will say one huge thing that just improved is every time you're in first, it pisses me off. Well, especially in 200cc, whenever you get a coin. Coin is really, I don't get why that's an item at all. It's trash. But regardless, forget that. Nah. Every time in first place, you'll get a coin, and then you'll get some kind of red shell hit at you, and you're done. But the 2-box item is so incredible. It really does change that game.
Changes it, yeah.
Like when you're in first place, any place, but especially first, because that's when you mostly get coins, it seems like. And man, that helps so much because then you always at least have one defensive item on you, and that helps so much. But it's
and then Boo comes by and steals it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? That's true. The damn Boo, he takes sometimes like, God damn it. But like, yeah, I mean, this game looks incredible on TV, on the Switch itself. I mean, it shocks me because I was playing it like, I can't believe this game looks so damn good. It really is one of the best looking games I think of like all time. I mean, holy crap.
When I was tweeting those pictures out, like, I was at a restaurant. I had half the restaurant staring over my shoulder. I swear.
So awesome.
Like they were just like, oh my God, it looks good.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. I absolutely adore it. And the fact that I was able to take that on the go, I was playing it on break at work. What? That's so crazy that this Mario Kart could play on the go. It really does change the game. And it's so fun because I forgot how fun this game was, and it is a ton of fun.
Yeah. I mean, I played a little bit recently, but, and for someone like Rob, I know you didn't have nearly the amount of hours that Robert and I had. And Tia, I think you were kind of in the middle there.
I'm a little bit over 100.
I would say, I know you were kind of on the fence. I mean, that battle mode is legit. Like those tournaments that I did 2, one on Red Knight did one, and I mean it is a different experience. I mean,
I will say it's really nice to hear that because when I made the decision 5 days ago, and I texted all you guys about it too, I was like, I think I've decided to pass for now. The main reason I made that decision at that time was I started to think about getting this game, and I was like, okay, I'll come home on Friday night, and Mario Kart will be at my house. And I'm going to put that game in, and I'm going to just have all the same stuff I've done. And every time I think about, I can't wait to get home after work, or, my girlfriend, I go see a movie, we have a date. Whenever I'm going to get back home and I'm going to have time to play a video game, I think about turning on Mario Kart 8. And I'm like, well, like, it's a great game. It's like a 9.9 out of 10, but I'm going to play stuff I've just already played. So the excitement I got to play a new video game, I started to realize I might not have because it's like, it's as great as it is. I was just going to be like, well, I played this. It just looks better, and that's really cool. I was always excited for battle mode. That's what we played when we went to New York, and it was really cool to play the Bomb Blast. I enjoyed it a lot, but I didn't really put that much stock in that being such a game changer. But hearing you guys talk about it and hearing you say like that phrase, like it's like a whole new game.
It really does.
And everyone on Twitter is
Yeah.
posting that stuff. So it's like really making me think, and I always intended to get it eventually. I hope you guys know that. I was never like, fuck Mario Kart.
Yeah, you can wait. This is not like Splatoon where you come in and everybody's at level 50 because you waited too long.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say, like you said, you had friends who hadn't had a Wii U and they were getting it. Like,
Yep.
if
I've
you got
three
people
of
to
them that are
play
already
with,
playing it, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I got home from work and I'm heating up my food and I was playing Mario Kart 8 in tabletop mode. And I mean, this is from somebody with 300 hours in the game.
Yeah.
And you know how everybody's like talking about the Switch? Well, this now portable, like Robert just said. Well, for me, the seller, which I wasn't even thinking about, the thing that the Switch does that I love is that screen share button or the instant, like, it's so nice just to be able to like take a bunch of shots and then pick the best one I want and post it to Twitter type of situation. Like that is now my selling point for.
Well, this is the best game on the Switch.
Yeah, and it's like, because I mean,
because that's the slow motion replays.
Yeah, and the Wii U, you'd have to hit the home button. You'd have to go either to the Miiverse or the internet browser the Wii U share, and it took a couple minutes. Now
10 years.
I can take a bunch of shots, and then when I'm done, with the replay, then I'll go look at the ones I took, and I'll delete the ones I don't like, and I'll just post the ones I do.
And I don't know if you guys do this, or Juice, I don't know if you do this, but I do sometimes when I'm posting like to Twitter or something. Using the touchscreen is the best way to do that. Like the other consoles don't offer that, and the fact that we still have like that sort of Wii U aspect of like I can type in my Twitter post, that's pretty cool. So
you know what's so weird about the touchscreen? Like everybody was, the Wii U's capacity of touchscreen is not good enough. And this thing has the touchscreen on it, and nobody seems to care. Nobody seems to care about it.
To be fair, there's no games using it though, really, for like main gameplay features, and that was because I agree with you. But with Wii U, it was like, oh, this is how you make games better is with our
I think the Wii U screen with the stylus for typing was more responsive than the Switch with my finger so far. Like I don't know if it's my screen protectors.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, I've hit it where it makes a noise and it doesn't make the letter.
See, and you said you're using the screen protector, right?
Yeah.
I bought some, but I haven't put them on yet. So.
Well, no, I'm using a screen protector.
Yeah,
I use one.
I don't
use mine too.
I have the.
It doesn't
less.
It's not.
Juice is just weird. That's all.
Not as good as the stylus. I didn't think because the stylus is more pinpoint.
The stylus is great, yeah.
But anyway,
sure. I use it on the 3DS too.
That'd be nice to bring that back. I mean, can we have the art app back? No. It had to be Miiverse, but can we just have the art thing back? Where
here's my theory.
You're
getting greedy, it's funny we're talking about the Wii U when we bring this up, though, because my thinking is we couldn't do that because this screen is way too nice and not designed for a stylus, right?
Yeah, like maybe you could do a pen that works or something. Maybe like the Surface has that.
They make pens for like iPads and stuff, and
that's true. That's true.
I would say I think part of it is just, and I forget what video I was watching where like the reason why they got rid of Miiverse partially, and granted this isn't the whole reason, but I think part of it was because when you share stuff on Miiverse, it was just like a Miiverse community, whereas like, why not have the cross advertising all across all the social media?
Yeah, I said that from day one. I was like, that's the one downside of Miiverse is it's closed community. Like you can't share this with everybody. Like
that's one of the main things.
I completely understand why they don't have Miiverse. Right. It sucks. Because I love Miiverse, but I understand why they don't do it anymore. Because it's like, okay, well, it's great for everybody that already has our product, but what about the people that don't have it? You got to advertise to them too.
Yeah. I wonder how many Twitter posts have caught people's attention. They're like, maybe I should get that game. But all right. Let's get back to Mario Kart. I'm going to run down things I noticed as, someone who played the Wii U version a ton. The Super Horn. I've already destroyed more blue shells since Friday in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe than the entire time I played Mario Kart 8 on Wii U. I got about 5 or 6 at least on the Switch already. 2 today in 1 cup. I was 2 races back to back. I destroyed a blue shell with Super Horn. I literally think it was under 10 lifetime on the Wii U. I mean, all the online tournaments, everything combined, you never got the Super Horn. If you did, you weren't in first place, or the blue shell didn't come, or it was after.
Yeah.
So they definitely balance the red shell notification. Like you get like under 2 seconds of notification. That's one thing I don't like. Before you got about 4 seconds, you could tell the red shell was coming. Now you get like sometimes it's between like 1 second and 2 seconds, so you don't have much time. But that's just something I noticed. I never noticed on the online, when you pick a course at the end, when it selects the course, it tells you either 150cc or 100, whereas I thought the Wii U version, it was just 100cc was the only option. Like I picked my course and it got, chosen, and then in the little corner it says 150 or 100, so you know what. So it has both options, which is really cool because I hated 100cc only on the Wii U, so that was awesome. The HD Rumble, I don't know if anybody's talked about this, but
it's awesome.
If like when you go over that strip to get your anti-gravity, you can feel like the
Feel
wheels go up. Like
it's weird.
only when you're
Yeah,
not like,
man.
also getting hit by an item or picking an item. Like if it's just you're racing and you go over that blue strip and your wheels go in or they come out going the other way, like you feel that. Like it's a cool little sensation.
HD Rumble is the truth, yo.
And I started noticing it on Friday night. I was like, man, this is cool. So that was a change. The 2 items thing, was an obvious change there. And then the item balancing when you're playing. If I get triple blue or red shell, which I don't get because I'm, right now I'm playing against CPU mostly. I'm always in the front. But when I played 6 online matches, I didn't notice the person in front of me got the same thing. The person behind me got the same thing. I didn't have to worry about, I got a red shell. That means the person behind me got a red shell because on the Wii U, that's how it worked. If you got a red, either 2 people behind you or the person in front of you and the person behind you also got that same shell, the same item. And I haven't seen that yet. So that's a definite good change. And I'm happy about it. And then, changing your cart in the online lobby. I mean, that's a game changer. That is so awesome.
Yeah, I heard about that, and it's like, wow, what took you so long? That absolutely should have been there.
I know.
Well, I tell you what, what one thing though is not knowing the other people's items is definitely it feels weird because I'm always like, oh man, I don't know.
I used to glance down, but I didn't look down enough where that was where it's a huge difference. But there was times where I'm like, all right, I'm gonna quickly look at the gamepad. Oh, person behind me's got a shell. But that wasn't a huge part of
it's not an ice cream they're going to throw at you, so you might as well just protect it. It's not going to be anything good, basically, is what I'm saying.
So those changes plus the new characters, Bowser Jr. is cool. King Boo doesn't do anything for me.
Bowser Jr. is the greatest.
But Bowser Jr. is great, and the Inklings look awesome. Yeah, and they separated Villager. You don't have to click Villager then click male or female. They just have the male and female on the option, and then the Inklings have 3 different color variations each, so that's cool. Not just skin color, but hair color and everything. So they got everybody covered, and I think it's awesome. I'm glad I got it.
I don't see Kirby.
Well, I'm very glad.
Yeah, where's Kirby, man?
It would be cool for Kirby, but I'm super super glad because in Mario Kart Wii, all I played was Bowser Jr. and I was so disappointed that he wasn't an 8. And now I got my boy back. Bowser Jr. is here.
Sweet.
That's what I've been playing as. It's pretty cool.
I actually want to try King Boo. I like that King Boo's in the game.
Yeah,
and the Inkling girls or Inkling kids.
It kind of obstructs a little bit more of the track than I'd want. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess I could.
Yeah, he's pretty big.
He's fabulous.
And we can talk about the battle arenas Urchin Underpass just fits right in.
Oh my gosh.
It's a perfect representation of that map, and it works well. The Mario Circuit or Mario Stadium, whatever one it is, that's one of the best looking tracks in the game. That stadium, it just
that annoys me a little bit though, Urchin Underpass, because we got Splatoon in a Mario game, obviously Mario Kart.
Oh yeah,
we can't get Mario and Splatoon. Come on,
that's very true. Actually,
where's my Delfino Plaza map?
Yeah.
And I noticed for the first time. It was a 3DS track. It was a Mario Kart 8 track. Now it's a Mario Kart 8 Deluxe track on Cheap Beach or whatever. There's the Pintas or whatever.
Yeah, it was ugly ass
Piantas.
Oh
yeah,
Piantas. I never noticed them, and I was like,
"But they're there, man. They're
I noticed them.
I'm in 50cc
yeah, they
because
haunted these nightmares.
I'm like waiting for.
I can't stand those fucking things.
I was like waiting for the group to catch up. So because in 50cc I was just trying to test. If it wasn't first, I want to see how many blue shells would go. So I'm sitting there and I hit the reverse camera or the back, the X button, and I'm like, motherfucker. So I snapped a shot and tagged T. I had to send it to him. I never noticed they were there before, so it was crazy.
And then somebody sent me like a Mr. T Pianta
thing.
That was hilarious.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
That's
like
so
a chain
great.
chomp chain. That was hilarious.
Jesus.
That wouldn't have happened on Miiverse, so I gotta say that posting
true.
to Twitter created that. Yep. But the state I'm hoping for DLC for the battle modes for the arenas, because they're good, but more would be better.
Arenas, that would be great.
I mean, we talked about that last time, man. I don't think it's a lock, but I do think there's a good chance of
Well,
it.
if there's any DLC coming, you would think it would be for the battle mode.
Yeah, it's definitely.
I feel like it might have to be
It's the only
free.
thing that hasn't been like.
Because that
totally
feels a little.
exploded.
Yeah, that makes the most sense.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, I agree with you guys, and it would be dumb for them to add new courses. However, if they announced that tomorrow, I would go buy that game tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
What
like
if it was
a
like
double-edged
free
sword.
DLC?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind some free, free expansion.
Yeah, I feel like it would
Some
have
free
to be
99.
couple battle arenas or something, but because they
Well,
could
someone talked about like doing a battle arena on top of a GameCube or whatever, right? Like that idea.
wasn't that in one of the DS version or something?
It was in. I think it might have been Double Dash.
Wasn't the DS one?
It was originally in Double Dash. But
Yeah.
Well, something we didn't talk about last week, which God damn it, why do I keep losing my train of thought? I was in the damn
Are you
chat.
hot, man? You're hot.
This is the second time it's happened.
Old man juice.
I forgot to talk about.
Get that old timers.
Was
Last
it Mario related?
It was Mario Kart 8. Like we spent a lot of time talking about Mario Kart, and there's something I wanted to bring up, and I just forgot.
Online battle.
Well, one of them was the fact that the Mario Kart team was making arms. We didn't even talk about that last week when we were talking about when Mario Kart 9 might come out, and it's like they made arms. Like they've been away from Mario Kart. So
well, technically, the Splatoon team is also an Animal Crossing team.
are they?
So that's why it's like, well, what are they doing there? I don't know if they got separate teams because I think they're making one for Switch.
They got
pictures
of Isabel everywhere. That's what they're doing.
They might just be switching up what teams do, for that exact reason.
Could be.
I think we're going to see an Animal Crossing announced, if not this E3, definitely by next E3.
Oh,
So
God,
someone's
it's way
making
too
it.
far. The last console was 2008.
No, you got
Dude,
Amiibo
those
for
games
Christmas
don't
Festival.
change.
Talk to the Fire Emblem fan base, and then I didn't want to hear you say something.
But the Animal Crossing games, they don't change much. I mean, you're playing the same game every time.
Yeah.
What?
I played a couple of them.
There's a lot of
They're very
stuff added,
similar.
though.
But anyway,
I feel like the Animal Crossing fan might get you for that.
we'll
There's
talk
a lot
about
of
that.
stuff added, though.
I want to talk about controllers for the Mario Kart because I have some strong feelings about a couple controller options, good and bad. So I'll just say the Pro controller again is absolutely, I think, crucial for long play periods. That bigger A button and it's the softness of it, way more comfortable than any other, even the Wii U Pro controller. I remember my thumb getting sore, and that Pro controller, that A button's perfect for Mario Kart. It's not like GameCube A button, but it's a large A button. And when I went to portable mode, I couldn't keep playing because that little hard ass button was just digging into my thumb to the point where I couldn't play it anymore.
That's crazy. That's so crazy.
And then the problem with portable mode is when you don't have much to grip, holding those triggers, like I like to hold the L button to block, to hold the item, because you don't get enough notice to like just wait for a red to get notified that a red's coming. You have to be holding it. And I couldn't keep my grip long enough, on that in portable mode for eventually it would just let up, like it would shift and I'd drop the item. So I don't plan on playing in portable mode ever again with this game.
Wow.
Split Joy-Cons is better because I have those with those gel grips I have. It is better for hitting the triggers. Like I have a better grip on the Joy-Cons that way because my fingers are wrapped around it. So that's an option. The grip wasn't bad either, but yeah, portable mode, that's a no-go for me anymore. I can't do it. That's just
I kind of agree. Like with I agree with like frantic competitive like racing.
Well, even when I'm
stuff.
just trying to beat the cups just to get the 3 stars.
Well, I was gonna say for me, portable mode is fine in 50 and 100 cc, like because you still have a pretty good chance of coming in first in all those. But when you get to 150 and 2, no, portable mode isn't gonna work.
Plus hitting the brake in 200 cc with the Joy-Con, trying to hit the brake while drifting is almost impossible.
You probably could teach yourself to do it, but then it's just like
I always let up the A. I don't know why I can't do it because of the way the buttons are.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was disappointed that because portable mode seemed more appealing to me, but tabletop split Joy-Cons is slightly more playable. So
portable mode to me is fine. I think it's still fine for like battle and stuff like that. But like,
yeah,
for
if you're
like
doing some serious drifting and holding items behind you, it is a bummer.
Tough.
And I really don't like. I like the analog sticks on the Joy-Cons for Zelda, but for Mario Kart, there's just not enough range of movement. It's a little too twitchy for my liking. So
You know what's interesting about that is that I was doing a comparison of the Wii U and Switch version, and I actually drastically like the Joy-Con analog sticks better. I think they just it's so strange for doing it for so like 2 months. The Wii U feels so long, like it feels like it keeps going.
on the gamepad.
Yeah, on the gamepad, and I don't know. For me, been playing split Joy-Cons for Deluxe, and I did 200cc, all of them 3 started. And
is that just because you have tiny hands?
No, my dude. I will say though, there's one technically I feel like sometimes I feel like I'm like holding the whole Joy-Con like in some weird position technically. And it works for me fine, but it just when I think about it, it's like, yeah, I guess technically I'm holding it kind of weird.
And if you had the Pro controller to compare to, you would know the difference between holding that A on that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
I will say that what my finger was imprinted with a circle.
Yeah.
Okay.
From a guy who loves fast racing with the Joy-Cons, I do not like it for Mario Kart 8, which is so weird because they're both racing games and they, require precision and turning and all that stuff. But I don't like it for Mario. It doesn't work for me as well in Mario Kart. The Joy-Cons don't.
Yeah, that's interesting because I do like to split Joy-Cons for fast, but I never played that for like 3 hours in one sitting either.
Yeah.
Whereas Mario Kart, that can happen.
Right.
And the same thing with the portable. I think it's great because, like I said, I was playing at work and I was just relaxing playing. I was playing, I think, 150, and I was fine with it.
I can't. I was watching binge watching a show that's like the sci-fi is a face-off where there's the makeup competition. You don't have to pay attention. I was like, I want to clear a couple cups. I did too, and I was like, I put it in sleep mode, and about an hour later,
that's a couple. So you did.
Hour later, I was like, maybe it wasn't as bad as I thought. I'm gonna play one more, and I was like, I got halfway through, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna suspend. Like, I couldn't do it. It was just, I didn't. A, my thumb was getting sore, and B, I couldn't hold the item, and when I was trying to drift, sometimes it would let up.
It's the drifting. That's the biggest thing for me.
Yeah,
is the drifting with Joy-Cons just not.
Really, I actually like.
It's not comfortable. It's not.
However, there's one thing that I will say is that for the first time today at school, I was telling you guys that for the first time I asked this one guy, I'm like, "You want to play?" And at first he was kind of iffy on it, but I handed him. I shared the joy, and by the end he was loving it. But
I forgot
that sounds so wrong. But what happened is I was playing split Joy-Cons, those tiny things, and I will say that it was tough. Sometimes I was I would let go of.
Did you have your wrist straps with you or not?
No, I didn't bring that. No
that's
way.
unplayable. Then.
How do you?
No, I listen. I was still getting first. I was like, yeah.
Well,
but
he probably wasn't.
No, well, no, he got second.
I can't hit those buttons without the wrist strap. I cannot hit those little buttons.
He got second one.
Tiny.
However, I will say that a lot of the times I wouldn't even realize, but I wasn't pressing the button on the item, and I would let go. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that happens sometimes.
Yeah, I did play split sideways Joy-Cons for the first time today at work. Handed the controller to a guy, and I mean, I was 150cc. I was still getting first, but that definitely is the worst way to play Mario Kart 8 with sideways Joy-Con.
You know how awesome was it that you were playing it like that? It's just so cool.
It was, but
you're able to do it at least. It's
incredible. Like
that's 30 minutes.
Way to play.
That's the max I'd want to play. That way is those 30 minutes. But
well, for sure. Well, yeah, for me it was like 30 minutes also.
He keeps asking me. He's like, bring the dock in. He wants me to bring we got a 32-inch 1080p TV in the kitchen. It doesn't get used at all. And he's like, bring the dock in. And I was like,
I think I don't want to interrupt, but Nintendo just released the details for the first DLC pack for Zelda.
Oh,
what?
Seriously?
What?
It's breaking news.
It's like, okay, so we got the Trial of the Sword.
Well, I'm seeing them new masks.
That's what the Tingle's outfit thing is.
Yeah, they got 8 new costumes.
What?
Tingle, the Phantom Armor, Midna's helmet.
They got Majora's Mask up in that bitch.
Majora's Mask.
God dang it.
The Korok Mask.
Single.
We also know what the hard mode is now. The hard mode.
How hard?
The enemies gradually recover health, and each enemy goes whatever they were originally. They go up by one level. So red bokoblins are as strong as blue bokoblins and stuff like that. Then we got the
bosses.
dude, the hero path mode is cool as shit.
I'm reading that right now.
Feature. Yeah, I'm trying to read it.
Yeah, I'm trying
You
to.
can use the time tracker bar to see where you spent the most time and where you have yet to explore. There's bound to be. Actually, that's really useful.
That is very
What
useful.
does it say? The last 200 hours, so it only keeps track of the. So if you're someone like this dude sent me a friend request, has 450 hours in the game. He's only going to get the last 200.
Well, and it also means maybe like in like 2 years, when people, it's like, oh, of the last 2 years, only.
But that shows
hours.
like that will show you where you didn't spend a lot of time, which probably would have helped me find that last shrine.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I think
that is awesome.
There's a travel medallion.
Trial of the
allows you to
Sword.
make any place a save, any place a fast travel place.
When you get to a certain sacred location, you can take on the new Trial of the Sword challenge, face an onslaught of enemies, one wave after another.
They've done that. What is it called? They've done that in a couple games now.
Well, that's pretty good considering this is just the first pack. Remember that.
The fact that it's the first pack makes it okay to me, because to
Right.
me the costumes is the only thing that's interesting.
Is
really.
GameStop still selling the what do you call it?
What?
The physical expansion pass?
Oh, you mean with the box and everything?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That is a collector's item right there, pal.
Well,
All I know is that Midna helmet looks awesome.
That's exactly what I was just
Oh,
and
wait,
Majora's Mask.
when does that
Midna.
come out, though? Did they have a release date for it yet?
Phantom Armor. Look at Tingle. He looks like he's in spandex.
The
Can you
Tingles
guys
is
look at the
pretty
website?
funny.
I was looking on the Zelda
I'm on the
website.
official Breath of the Wild website. I'm
I
trying to
don't think
find
they-
any kind of release info though.
Yeah, I don't see a release date.
You won't see that for a little bit.
But let's be for real. That DLC pack 2 with the new story mode is gonna be amazing.
Well, consider
that's what I'm waiting for, man.
consider how beefy this is, and it's only like half of it. That's
This
pretty
is already
good.
pretty exciting, but I mean,
Yeah.
I wish this would have came out a little sooner, where I could have went around in these outfits with.
And look at that. It says
more.
the true power of the Master Sword. What does that mean?
Yeah, but once you get that second pack, you will be able to use. I'm
Yeah,
guessing
true. Yeah.
that
So is
stuff
it gonna
will-
help me find Korok seeds?
That wouldn't be too bad. The Korok
Well,
mask.
that's not too bad. That's pretty decent for a
The
hard
Korok
mode.
mask.
Oh, it shakes
when
whenever
you're close,
Link is
yeah.
yeah, that's cool for I'd rather do that.
Oh,
than
it
look
really
at
does. I was just saying. I didn't even see that.
That's
a cool
pretty cool.
feature.
Where
I
the
like
fuck
that.
is that release date?
Oh,
damn
that's
it?
awesome. It shakes whenever. This is what I need.
Because I'm at 49.7% through the game, so I need to find about 5 more Korok seeds to get to 50%. 5 to 10. But yeah, that's good stuff. I mean, I never thought the first pack was going to be much, and the costumes I never even expected. So
I'm about to say that's pretty good overall.
I'm pretty happy.
See, what I wonder is, and they say costume, so it probably is just one piece, but I wonder if it's also the 3 pieces as opposed to 1,
I'm sure you can mix and match. I would think.
Yeah, why not?
But
can
then
and
it's like,
everything
do you
else.
get them all at one time, or is it like, oh, we've planted the 3 pieces to the Phantom armor throughout the world kind of thing, Like, how do you
I
acquire
don't know.
them? It says
Maybe you
somewhere
just
in the
have-
world. No, that's a travel medallion. More armor.
What
Watch
would
the
you
chips.
rather have? Would you rather just have them, or like when I had to search the plateau for that damn shirt, and I tell you what, it took me 5 hours.
It's tough. It's tough
And
to
I'd
say.
rather
I
just-
actually just today I got the pants, the legs for the barbarian armor. It took me forever. I finally got that shit. So it's like maybe I'd want it to just all be in one kind of thing, but I also like piecing them together too. So I don't know. That's
Oh
a tough
wow!
call.
I'm about to say the video for the hero path is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
It's a green line
Oh.
going over the place.
August 31st, the eShop said. I don't think that would.
No
be-
way. That's when the story thing would come out. I think.
No, well, no, I
No,
would think
that's-
November.
No, I
Oh,
think
yeah, I
no.
was
They
thinking
said
November.
holiday. They said holiday for the story.
Holiday.
August.
Holiday.
That's a long ways away, though. If that's what it says, that's a
That's the
long.
end of-
Where you see August at?
Someone said it says it on the eShop.
Oh wait a minute, let me check. Shit.
That's a long wait, but I mean, because I would like to have that stuff before I finish.
Let's
Like,
go check the shop.
pretty much achieved all my goals, and I'm
Uh-huh.
just beat Ganon again.
You
So-
damn overachiever, you.
I don't even know.
I don't know. Trial of the Sword seems pretty beefy.
Well, yeah, it's 45 rooms.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but we're gonna get that down.
And the true
easy.
power of the
You know,
Master
we
Sword
got
awakens.
amazing ass weapon.
Yeah.
So what is that? Is that permanently afterwards or just in the trials? So
Now, what will the last
everybody
shot
notice? Rob, I'm sorry, you're still playing it.
And then you have
the
an
Master
unbreakable
Sword energy runs out way quicker than it used to, but it also restores way quicker. I don't know if you noticed that. That's just my. I haven't seen anybody else say that.
Is that like after you beat the game? That was that what you mean, or?
So
Well,
maybe the Master
since the
Sword
last
won't run out of
update.
power anymore.
Since the last update.
Oh God, it does say August 31st.
That sucks.
Can it be a placeholder?
I don't know.
That sucks for the first like little expansion. That kind of sucks. Oh well.
But that tells me they didn't start working on it, until the game was done.
Put on that Tangle armor.
Actually, I think that is
go to Tangle Island. Mind blown.
I'm about to say I think that is the new one because it actually even says in the text, it says the Trials of Swords challenge, the hard mode, the Cave of Trials is the Trials of the Sword. It actually outlines the new stuff that we just read about. So
I mean, it's cool. It's a little later than I would have hoped, but.
And apparently Zelda just got a fucking update because my game just said download complete.
The announcement was rushed. I mean, they wanted to let you know we're going to support this game.
Wait a minute.
But we don't.
Well,
Zelda's updating right now, so apparently Zelda has an update.
Think about the other games we're going to be playing, though. We're going to have Arms and
true.
Splatoon throughout the summer. So, like, do you really want to have to tangle with, like, Zelda or Splatoon? Like, what I want to play.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
Maybe there's going to be nothing in that August period, so it's reason to get people back into Zelda.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll definitely be playing. I mean, I'll be putting it back in August. So
now I got to check to see what the Zelda update is because that bugged me. I'm sitting there on the eShop, and my Zelda goes.
Underoos and that Tangle outfit, man.
I would say I'm not gonna spoil it like Red Knight did for me, but when you get 120 shrines, the reward is pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Pretty
cool.
I have 75, I think, as of today, or 76.
It's both. It's very retro.
Oh, I like retro.
It's just.
It's also futuro.
Yeah, it's also new modern, but it's very retro. So it's cool. I liked it, and it's a good reward. It's worthy of, getting 120 shrines. It sucks that most people are going to have beaten the game by the time they get to 120, unless you're Dr. Feelgood, who has 107 shrines and he's only done one.
Hashtag no life.
Wow.
He's only done one. I forget which one.
That's crazy.
He's only one divine beast.
Yeah, it's like, dude.
Who were you talking about?
Dr. Feelgood.
Dr. Feelgood.
Yeah, it's my jam.
Stop, guys.
Welcome
to karaoke night, everybody.
Every time I hear his name, I got to sing that song. So.
But anyway, that's good stuff. And I say we just wrap this podcast up, and I think we covered a lot of stuff. So and it's only basically 2 hours, so that's cool. So yeah, let's just we'll do final thoughts, and we'll wrap this up. So Terrell.
Microsoft, get your shit together. What else? I like video games.
What else?
I'm only thinking of one thing. Shit, I like video games. Good podcast. I'm glad you guys are enjoying Mario Kart 8. I think that's it. Oh yeah, we got games. We got Tumble Seed tomorrow? Is that what it's called? Tumble Seed tomorrow, and then we got Minecraft next week, and then and then 2 weeks after that we got like Street Fighter and
then in 6 months we'll have Odyssey.
Listen, we're not listen. We keep where we're at now. May actually has a good amount of games. So
some good games.
So yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go. Life's a gameplay to win.
I was just gonna say, in a couple of weeks we're gonna have to start our E3 predictions stuff.
Oh man,
yeah.
I don't even want to talk about that right now.
I don't think
we'll going to E3. What you talking about? Nintendo ain't going to E3.
We'll have to put Microsoft's in with some other topic because I don't think we'll have a full podcast of predictions for them. But
Jesus, look at all that shade.
Robert, final thoughts.
So definitely pick up Mario Kart 8 Deluxe if you haven't already. And also, I definitely recommend this game called Little Nightmares. I think people need to pick that up. It's pretty damn cool. And if you're a horror game fan, Outlast 2. And Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 this Friday. People, let's go. I can't wait.
No Light Squad. You gonna do all that. That's a lot of stuff to do right there, man.
Yeah, you gotta have a checklist right here. But it's
Jesus.
very eventful. I hope people are enjoying their Switches, and I can't wait to Switch some more. So,
and somebody posted on.
You know the word Switch has another meaning that we don't have to talk about.
It's kind of feminine.
Yeah, T, let them know.
Especially people of color might know more.
Feminine,
I don't want to talk about it right now, man.
I think Terrell's probably gotten hit with the Switch a few times, thinking.
Life is hard, all right?
You go outside and you get that Switch.
Anyway, Bill Trinan retweeted a good post. Somebody has an inkling in the F-Zero card on the Zelda track in Mario Kart.
In a Mario game, I saw that.
That was cool.
That's so. I mean,
what a crazy world we live in.
Yeah,
it's crazy. And it's weird to playing that after Breath of the Wild, and I was like, I don't love the art style of the Zelda track in Mario Kart, versus Breath of the Wild, which is crazy. Thought this used to look so amazing to me, but now it's like I don't like it as much. So anyway. Ms. T.
That's the Zelda effect, man. Breath of the Wild effect. Everything else just pales in comparison. Great podcast. Jet Force Gemini is love. Jet Force Gemini is life. I just did the video and I was playing the game and remembered again why the game is so awesome. That music on a cartridge, oh my god, is so good. The quality. Anyway, I'm gonna be putting out some Jet Force Gemini videos coming up.
Bring it back, man. You can bring it back.
You should, because you're one of the weird Nintendo fans that has not played that game.
Let's start.
I watched gameplay. Somebody was very bad at it, though. It was hard to watch.
Yeah, well, I mean, the game isn't perfect. The controls get a little wonky when you get enemies in a room, and it kind of tries to force a first-person-ish kind of mode on you, and it's a little wonky. But I fought through that because the game is just so awesome. It's one of the best soundtracks I've ever heard in a video game. So, anyway, great. Like I said, great discussion. Looking forward to these games coming out this month. Non-Nintendo games, man. Non-Nintendo games.
Yeah, it's May. Crazy.
Yeah. So, that's all I got to say. And play Nintendo, fools.
All right, Rob, go ahead.
Also great discussion, great podcast. The number one takeaway for me is I just feel like I probably have to commit to Mario Kart sooner than later. Like that's really all it comes down to, man. Like I just keep listening to you guys talk about the battle mode, and again, like Twitter has just been nothing but people like posting their codes and their screens of all their tournaments that everyone's doing for it. It's like, god damn.
And the reviews, like this game reviewed way higher than the
reviewed higher than the original.
Totally,
crazy.
The reviews and the sales, like and all of that stuff, and still though to me it was the way you guys talked about how significant the content in the battle mode is. Because even in New York, like I didn't get that impression. I was like, oh, there's like 2 modes in like 4 maps. That's like what I thought it was going to be, and it just seems like so much more.
Yeah, there's five modes.
5 modes. Yeah, it's just so cool that happened. So that's probably the biggest thing for me, man. So hopefully I decide to just give in to my anger and give in to my hate and buy this game.
You act like you're the villain all of a sudden.
I just went Star Wars on it. I was just going Star Wars for fun.
I'm a little worried that this selling this well, Nintendo might fall into a little, let's bring out some more games.
You're not wrong. There's definitely some stuff going on.
I'm a little worried that's going to happen.
Bring on the Wii U ports. Bring on the Wii U ports.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like they're not as committed to that. Even with this, I mean, I could be wrong. I just feel like that it doesn't feel like what they're doing. Like 1 or 2 get some money early on in the Switch's library, but like all this shit hopefully will be coming soon. And
I think
all the new stuff.
We'll maybe talk about this next week. I'll just had an idea, like this gives me hope of what they would add to Smash if it's just Smash 4. So maybe we'll talk about that next week.
Yeah.
Anyway, you done?
So, yep, that's it.
All right. I wasn't sure.
You done?
You
Is that it? You done?
I didn't know how to frame it.
Sucker.
But yeah, great discussion. And Microsoft got some, I wouldn't say love, but definitely talked about Microsoft.
Some airtime.
Surprisingly, got some airtime. The views were we really people were back. So I don't know. We lost for a while. Was I think it was Zelda because Gloria Redmond. She finally left a comment today. It's been like 2 months.
Yeah, I haven't seen her in a while. She left the comment.
She's like, yeah, I've been in that Breath of the Wild. She says Link's her baby daddy, and
Oh man.
so yeah, I think people are finally wrapping up Zelda, and I'm about to put it down officially. I'm gonna wait till Wednesday to officially stop playing it every day, because that'll be the 2-month anniversary. So,
you know what anniversary means, right?
I'm about to say, just go ahead and get the damn case and like
anniversary means a year.
I know, but
I just say girls used to do that all the time. When I was
about to say it comes from
a common-
3-week anniversary. 3-week
it's a common
anniversary
thing.
I'm about to say it comes
But
from
in
the
the
word
world.
annual for a reason.
It's a month anniversary.
Society.
It's not even that because it's the second month, right? So it's not even a month.
It's a bi-month anniversary.
I can say just like the word ain't for forever. Society has accepted anniversary as anything.
It's true.
Society
time
also
period.
accepted the word twerking. That doesn't make it a good thing.
Society can kiss my
No,
black ass.
we reject the twerk.
I'm just saying
Okay,
English, Mr. T, English teacher.
Society can kiss my black ass.
Mr. T.
But anyway, good discussion, and I'm just so happy that I love the Switch as much as I do, because you guys know I was probably the most skeptical when it was first announced.
Yeah, you were a hater. We know.
He wanted more power, and he's one of those guys.
I never, and it's like you just said power. Like I haven't even thought. I couldn't tell you in the last 2 weeks if I even considered thinking about the power of the Switch. I was too busy just enjoying the games and appreciate how beautiful they look on the tablet screen. Like. Till you just said it, like I haven't even thought about that. And it doesn't even dawn on me. Like,
powerful. That's why it's powerful, because you can play these console games on a little tablet. It's
crazy.
Amazing.
It's crazy. And I already got one guy at work. He, like I said earlier, I don't know if I said on there, but he hadn't played anything since the GameCube or had a
we
console.
talked about
Yeah, that was on there. And
You're still on air.
He loves it. I know, dude. I'm the one that clicks the button.
It sounded like you were off air.
I can't remember if we talked
just
about that
couldn't
before
remember.
it started.
Did you hear the Nintendo? So bring on the GameCube's Virtual Console.
Yeah, where is that?
I mean, I don't
Jesus.
miss Virtual Console at all right now. I'm like, I don't even. There's so many games coming out. That's not even an issue for me. But
I don't need to play Super Mario Brothers 3 again right now.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll bring on some unique.
Well,
We're gonna
GameCube,
get it
man,
pretty
gets me
soon.
so
We're gonna
excited.
get it pretty soon because of the fall. SNES every
the NES and Super NES games, but that might
People
not
forget
be.
about that. But
What
that's
about
They're adding
Dream-
online, so I don't know if that'll be straight Virtual Console. So
what about a Dreamcast Virtual Console?
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
That would be amazing.
That would be way. They would take up a lot of space, I feel.
Maybe we'll talk about that next week.
Yeah,
We'll see what happens. I have a feeling Nintendo's going to reveal some more stuff for us to talk about before the next podcast. So, thanks to everybody tuning in as usual. Chat seemed pretty active, and we had good views. Like people are back, so appreciate that. It's exciting, and it's not just exciting. Like this thing doesn't have to sell almost 3 million for me to feel good about it. Like I would have felt great about it if it only sold 1.5 million or 1 million. Like I still just like the system, but it is nice to know that it's on a different path than the Wii U, and we don't have to. It's looking right now this first year we don't have to go through those droughts and all that negative stuff. So very exciting, and it's good to have stuff to talk about every podcast. We don't have to force anything; it just comes out and good stuff. So hopefully it continues.
Sounded like a turd. We don't gotta force anything. Just
Before we end,
Not every turd's that way, though, man.
real quick before we end, because I wanted to, I was curious about why Zelda updated earlier. I found out the reason. They added the language pack, so now if you want to have an English game but want to listen to the Japanese,
Really?
Oh,
yeah,
seriously?
that's what they did. So you can now,
insane.
so now you can change it to any voice you want.
Well, now those damn people. Oh, the Japanese voices. Now they can have it.
I actually would probably rather have that than Zelda's voice. So
I love you, Nintendo. I love you. I do.
I'm actually surprised. No bullshit. That's actually really surprising to me.
That's pretty cool.
I wonder how much that size of that was.
I wasn't much because it only took like a few seconds to download it.
yeah, I actually got it too. I turned on mine for a second and I got it too. I was
Man,
like,
I thought it was a frame rate patch. I went, damn it, it's not. So
We're breaking news in the podcast. That's
I know. I think my Joy-Con finally died. I don't usually
Whoa.
have this.
Whoa, what? That happened?
I don't charge it. Like
That's
I don't
a
have
thing?
it in the dock.
Why not?
I don't know. I don't like the Joy-Con sticking out. And I think.
Are you kidding me?
It's coming on. There we go. I thought maybe the battery had died.
It will never
It
die.
just didn't come on right away.
Mine's always been fully charged.
I
don't know,
like my
my-
colored Joy-Cons hanging off the side of my Switch.
Oh, that's
Mine are
interesting.
colored too.
Just this conversation. Is just
Mine
Anyway.
are colored.
No, it's gonna color too, man.
Sounds racial.
I mean, like, what?
My workers
Oh my
are
God.
colored too.
I represent the Ubuntu nation.
All right, we're gonna end this. Thanks everybody. We'll see you next week.